Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Here we go. Here we go. TruCrime Cafe. Kicking the door, peel back the day. Seeking that truth. Only do it his way. Notes on the napkin, red string on the case. Looking for justice. Can't see it real clear. Screens full of static, but the trail's right here, pointing at the weirdness. Zoom, don't blink. Hey, look, it's right there. You closer than you think. Yeah. Serve it up hot at the TruCrime Cafe. Breaking down the crazy. Put the lies on the tray. Making sense of the cray. Say what you feel. We shut down the bullshit. Don't give it no wheels. Yeah. Serve it up hot at the TruCrime Cafe. Sip on the facts, let the fog burn away. Truth in the cup, take a taste, that's the deal. We shut down the bullshit. Don't give it no wheels. No wheels. Yeah, no wheels. Mic on the counter, files on the floor. Walk me through the timeline, then we ask once more. Side-eyeing every story, every hole, every gap. If the glove don't fit, then we redraw the map. From the cold case corners to the heat of the stand, he break it all down, so you finally understand. Clock on the wall, but the grind don't stop. Justice ain't blind, it just ain't crop. Serve it up hot at the TruCrime Cafe. True crime, breaking down the crazy. Put the lies on the tray. Making sense of the cray. Say what you feel. We shut down the bullshit. Don't give it no wheels. Serve it up hot at the TruCrime Cafe. Sip on the facts, let the fog burn away. Truth in the cup, take a taste, that's the deal. We shut down the bullshit. Don't give it no wheels. She walks in cold, wearing somebody else's face, lying through her teeth, trying to poison every place. Tongue like a blade, slashing at the weak. She smiles at your back, then talks when you can't speak. Tapes on them lashes, we push just right. Front row drama queen, but she can't sleep at night. Jealous of the room, man, when it don't bend. She burns every bridge and calls her being a friend. Every room gets dark when she starts her games, pointing at the whole world to hide her own shame. People hear her name and keep it moving on. She builds up a rumor, then it falls apart by dawn. Mean girl, we don't hear you. Mean girl, nobody cheers you. Lies on lies, that's all you bring. Mean girl, same old stain. Mean girl, talk to the wall. Mean girl, ain't nobody calls. Jealous heart, bitter and loud. Mean girl, lost in your crowd. Lost in your crowd. She points at others like she's spotless clean, but everybody knows what her silence means. She'll switch up facts for a little applause. Twist your name around and act like you caused it all. She hates every smile that ain't about her. Throws dirt on truth like it's something that matters. Fake hair, fake tears, fake concern on cue, but the mirror don't lie when it looks back through you. Start when she starts her games, pointing at the whole world to hide her own shame. People hear her name and keep it moving on. She builds up a rumor, then it falls apart by dawn. Mean girl, we don't hear you. Mean girl, nobody cheers you. Lies on lies, that's all you bring. Mean girl, same old stain. Mean girl, talk to the wall. Mean girl, nobody calls. Jealous heart, bitter and loud. Mean girl, lost in your crowd. Lost in your crowd. You can take me up. Little man on the scene trying to sound real tough. Standing on a stool, still ain't tall enough. Reaching for the counter like daddy pick me up. Wants his lukewarm brew in his favorite sippy cup. Baby pain, stomp those socks. Tiny little sneakers, big boy talk. Puffs that chest, can't lift the lock. Bangs on the door till the hinges pop. Baby pain, just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pain, wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. Yeah. Poor little guy ain't got one friend. Crying to his mama, why's it all gotta end? Why? Tears on the floor. Kicks his legs, then he's back for more. Fake mean mug with the jelly on his chin. Throws one punch, then he runs back in. Hides behind mom when the world swings back. Wants big boots, still rocking snacks. Baby pay. Just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pay. Wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge. Stomping up and down, red face, small frame. Tiny little storm trying to make it rain. Wah, that's his war cry. Big boy dreams in a shirt size 5. Baby pay. Just a little guy thinks he running the game. Baby pay. Wants a big desk, can't spell his name. In charge of the case, I don't think so. Give him some toys and shut that door. All he wants is to feel that large, but I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the cafe, everybody. Thank you for being here again today. Yay. Baby pain. Just a little guy. Can't do it too wrong, Who is now a part-time investigator for the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. How about that? Whoops. All right, guys, come on in. As you all know, we did go through a review and watch the Peter Elgagoria. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. I believe that's how you say it. Interview yesterday. There were some points that we talked about the night before with Hunter Johnson, Hunter Chapin, Xana Kernoodle, and now Pete. So we're kind of going to be doing a live dive today in here, guys, in my opinion, okay? With the information we got last night, we got 2 interviews over the past couple of days. We're going to break those down bit by bit, piece by piece, little by little, anything else you can think of to make it work. And then we're going to, of course, this is an open discussion today. So we're going to be breaking it down with you guys live during the stream, discussing what we believe is going on, things that we could see being issues, maybe things that aren't. I don't know, but I like to call it a live dive because we get live with it and we dive and figure out the things that we're looking for. Pretty common, self-explanatory stuff. Anyway, and I don't have anything to do this evening that I know of, so maybe we'll do a dual show today. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have a doctor's appointment, but I won't be there long, so I may do something after that. No, we're not talking music, Jesse. We're going to talk true crime. Sorry. Don't mean to upset anybody about the music thing, but we do have a music stream coming soon, just so you guys know, because it's been requested per email by multiple people after yesterday's conversation. So anyway, you guys come on in, grab a seat, get off your feet, grab your cup and fill it up. You know what to do. Hit the like button. Please share this out. That being said, I'm done rambling now. Let's get this show started. Here we go.
Rolling up on the scene. Dago's got that stare red light on the screen. Pouring up truth every damn day. Names, faces, dates, he don't look away. Pin maps, cold files on the wall. String runs tight from the big shots, his halls. You feel that chill when he says that name. Someone's shadow, someone's shame. True Crime Cafe, he's serving the proof. Hot cup of pain, cold steel of the truth. Seeking justice, seeking reality. Voice for the voiceless, he speaks for the street. True Crime Cafe, every single day. Pulling on the threads till they all give way. Corruption in the veins, he's calling it out. No way, no peace till justice is found. Backroom deals under neon signs. He reads one line, then follows the lies. Crack tape, low sound, he can hear that bleed. Somebody out there, come remember me. He don't blink when the story gets dark. He just digs deeper, strikes that spark. You'll hear that rage rotting under his breath. Every question a dare, every pause a threat. True Crime Cafe, he's serving the proof. Hot cup of pain, cold steel of the truth. Yeah. Seeking justice, seeking reality. Voice for the voiceless, he speaks for the street. True Crime Cafe, every single day. Pulling on the threads till they all give way. Corruption in the veins, he's calling it out. No way, no peace till justice is found. No way, no justice. No use in the lies. He tears down the curtain, looks dead in their eyes. Whoa! You feel that verdict rising inside your chest. Till the guilty confess. Till the broken can rest. True Crime Cafe, he's serving the proof. Hot cup of pain, cold steel of the truth. Seeking justice, seeking reality. Voice for the voiceless, he speaks for the street. True Crime Cafe, every single day. Pulling on the threads till they all give way. Corruption in essence, he's burning it down. No way, no peace till justice is found.
The darkest stories are served here.
I gotta make the face. Okay. Anyway, welcome you guys back to the cafe. Again, the doors are open for business. Come on in, grab a seat, get comfortable, grab your cup, fill it up. We got plenty to talk about today. We're gonna be breaking down the Peter E. Right? Yeah, that one. I'll just say that. The Peter E. interview. We're going to do a full breakdown discussion on it, as well as some other things that are surrounding it, possibly. Ethan, Xana, maybe reverting back to the show that I did a while back about what was going on with Ethan that night. There's a lot of weird things happening in this period of time with a lot of people, guys, in my opinion. So we're gonna break all this down, discuss these two new interviews, roll them together, talk about it, all that fun stuff. So the link is pinned, and it looks like I already have a guest. Give me 1 minute there, Junior, and I'll throw you up. And looks like Pinto Sack is in the house. Pinto Sack, just saying it is interesting. Lisa Winchester, good to see you. Eddie's in the house. One maid not welcome back. Jessica Allen, welcome to you. D. Garrison. Bubbles is in the house. Good to see you, dear. Thank you for being here. Sweet Bee, welcome back to you. Blue Devil. D. Garrison, Lisa Winchester, Miss Q. Jesse Schul, welcome back, buddy. Always good to have you here. Of course, Dylan Hildreth is in the house. Great to see you, sir. He will be joining us here shortly. And it looks like Self-Help This. She's in the house. I also have her backstage. I'll be bringing her up as well. You can turn your camera off, dear, if you don't want to leave it on. Thank you. Good to see you, and thank you for doing that. The one and only Mert is in the house. Good to see ya. Italian Girl Rose, 676. Great to have you here. El Solar, welcome to you. Baby Ames. I need to rewrite that song. Call it Baby Ames now. Self-help. D. Garrison. Like Jesse Schul's going to be joining us here as well. Good stuff. Always good to have Jesse up here. We got somebody new up here. I'm excited for that. I've been loving seeing all these new people jump on panel with us, guys, and calling in, whatever you want to call it. And I really love your opinions. Again, make sure to hit the like button, guys, and share this out. Miss Teresa, great to see you. Let me hit the bottom now. Make sure I have Dave Clayton. Welcome back, brother. Good to see you. Whoever else is up hanging out in the hallway watching, you're so very much appreciated as well. 76 people in the house with 42 likes. We can do a little better, I think, guys. I think we can do a little better. So let me see what we got going on here. 1 minute, everybody. Dylan Hildreth.
What's up? Hey, Dad.
Mr. Jesse Schul. Good afternoon, sir. And of course, Miss Self-Help This. Welcome to all three of you. Thank you for joining us.
So who do I got to talk to about getting some cool intro music like Dylan got there?
You got to know a guy.
I'm so jealous.
My guy Chuck Berry in the background hits the gong every time you guys pop up here. Just one of them little things for entertainment purposes. Welcome, gentlemen and lady. How are you? Can you hear me, Self-Help?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Welcome. It's wonderful to have you here for the first time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ro. And Jesse, Dylan, as always, thank you for joining us. Did you guys get to see any of Pete's interview? Either one?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I was actually able to get the whole reactions on it too. So I'm actually ahead of the game this time.
Did you and Grok get into a fight again?
That was a different video.
Oh, okay. Got you.
I don't know if you guys saw some bombs got dropped this morning in the community. I don't know if you guys saw.
I don't know that I did.
With
open my
Harsh
eyes,
dropped a couple bombs and Pav weighed in, but I think the gist of it was Cy raised a guilter, like confirmed a guilter.
That's not too much of a bomb, truly, because I think almost everybody has thought that for a minute now. But
I know, but Harsh went in on it a little bit more with some more specifics, I think.
Is it the sit down before watching?
Yeah,
that one?
it's yeah.
Yeah, we could probably scan through that a little bit too and see if it
and then he followed up with a description of a limited hangout without using the proper language. But I think I corrected him there. But
I think he's been kind of leaning towards that limited hangout scenario just slightly. most recently. So
Well, it's just becoming so obvious recently.
Yeah.
I think just
JJ's been hammering that for a couple weeks now. Like it's been pretty much like, and I'm even starting to look at certain people, especially Christopher Whitcomb. I just can't. And then you guys know my feelings on Chris Holland. That he's like, just go away. There was no reason for you to be here at all. That was a joke. But Chris Whitcomb is starting to make me look at him a little funky. I'm not staying, and don't take me the wrong way. Mikey's in the house. Good to see you, brother. I'm not saying that I'm ignoring the book, and I'm not saying that there's not stuff in the book that I think is kind of important. What I'm saying is I question Chris himself, the person that wrote the book, why he wrote the book, and why he's out here is all I said. So, or what I'm saying. Sorry.
Now,
Any thoughts? Go ahead, Jess. Sorry. Or Dylan.
that was
Sorry.
okay, so I yeah, I think I think we weren't as far as Whitcomb's book goes. I think we were kind of expecting a little bit more of a
Yeah.
like by my expertise, by my 15 years of being being in the FBI and doing this and that the other. I think we were expecting something more like a actual opinion, educated opinion on what was going on. Instead, he just kind of threw out some unredacted stuff and said, "Here you go."
Well, that's what he did. Was literally he gave us a book, okay, and he threw it out to the whole damn community and said, "There you go. Have a nice life. We'll see you later." And off we went. And he basically left it up to all of us to kind of figure out what this and that means. Well,
the
I
fact that
don't.
he was talking to all of us is a clue in itself.
It is very much so.
And I hate to piss on you guys and myself, but we're not Fox News and News Nation and all that. And he chose to come out here and give and feed us what we wanted to.
There's a reason for that. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's not to degrade any of us. That's not our fault. Okay. He knew what he was doing when he did it. Like I said, I'm not saying there's not some important little nuggets in the book, but there's very few that we didn't know already. And we don't know what to trust or not to trust is the problem. And like I said, if you want to come back to the table, sir, and actually distribute the proof that you said you were going to show all of us, we'll have a conversation with you. But until then, what do you want me to say? You know what I mean?
Well, he didn't
Exactly.
fool us anyways. Eddie was on it right away.
Always.
And I'm sure that you remember you, Eddie, and I had a discussion where we all agreed that we could not trust the source.
Of course. Yes.
And then we disagreed on whether or not we should proceed to roll with the information that the source was giving us, which I was an advocate for, even though I agree that we can't trust the source, we should still probably roll with this information, or at least some of it. But yeah, we sniffed it out right from the beginning, I believe.
Well, I'm not saying I hate to say it, but 9 out of 10 times, this is what Eddie's gone through this entire case. Is he's put out certain things, pointed out things, and then he's dealt with the argumentative side to everything, and everybody just says, and he just sits back and says, "Okay, I'll wait." That's what he always does, and then here it is. It rolls out. It's been that way. So, any thoughts from you, self-help?
Yes. I was just gonna. I'm not used to doing this. This is the first time I've ever called in on the show. Besides Birdie's, I was big Hive member, and then I found you, and I love this community, and I always come
Thank you.
over. And I wanted to tell you a funny story real fast, and then I'm gonna hop off here because I'm not as good as you guys.
No worries.
I was with you when you were reading the Dylan testimony. And
Yeah.
I stuck with you the whole time. And me and my friends, we decided to play a little drinking game every time she said the word like. And I was
Oh
throwing
boy.
up later on that day. I
I
just
will
wanted to let you
imagine.
know. I thought that
That is
I've been wanting to tell you that story for a little bit. But on the Pete guy, oh my gosh, like I don't know if you guys believe like in auras and everything, but
Oh,
he has
she did
got
like.
a totally dark one. And I just think that watching those, I just had the creeps all like the whole time. It made my stomach hurt.
I
So I
said
definitely think that he had a thing for Kaylee the way he was bad talking her. You know
I
what I mean?
I agree. There's something weird with that, and I feel like the aura thing. I'm not much on those, but I know what you mean. And I said it last
Yeah.
night. There's some kind of a weird vibe coming from him that I'm very uncomfortable
Yes.
with. You know what I mean? So
I do. So that's what I was gonna say, and I love you guys, and keep doing what you're doing.
absolutely, we
Uh,
appreciate you very
all
much.
right,
Thank you.
all right. Take you later. Bye.
All right, bye bye. So, real quick, gentlemen, before we jump into too much, one of the first things I want to point out to you is somebody threw it in the chat too, and Kathy, of course, was talking about it. Is there a possibility of a Koberger versus Idaho appeal looming in the horizon now? There is absolutely no indication that Koberger intends to appeal his conviction, but the Garza thing went through, and I do
It,
believe it was 8
it's
to 1.
it's Hunter. So it's Hunter versus the United States,
Right, but
and
that's you know what I was meaning.
yeah, and as much as it sounds like it's good news, and as much as people are gonna try to make this into a big deal, it it only applies to federal cases, and
Well,
even if this goes to habeas corpus, they it can play an influence, but the states are not required to follow that that ruling
right.
because they have their own systems.
That's the bad news, of course. But
So it in reality, the unfortunate reality is it's nothing. We're still at
he's,
square one.
of course, as of yet, because again, it all goes back to what Brian decides to do. So we'll see what happens. I just wanted to throw that out there for anybody that was curious. As of right now, we'll see what happens if anything. All I know is that that went through, and it went through in the direction I didn't think it would. I'll be honest, guys. I doubted that it was going to go through that way, but it did. But hey, yeah, Kathy did a very good live on it. If you guys are interested, Kathy's Indie Zone, her link is in the chat. Make sure you guys check it out if you get some time after the show today, because I guarantee you it'll be quite interesting to you. So, moving on. Just wanted to give some heads up on that. And gentlemen, what is on your plate for today?
Well, it was meatloaf. It's gone now.
Why did I not? Why am I not surprised you answered that way? Oh,
Hey,
Dylan, we love you, buddy.
you throw a fastball, I'm gonna swing.
Of course, every time. All right, so we watched 2 interviews with Pete Elgoragia, I think it's pronounced. I just said Pete E. It's easier. The first one was a joke. It was pretty much just a balled up piece of paper thrown in the garbage can. It was very short, very quick, and full of nothing. Yesterday's interview, though,
That was
wow, that was
r-
something else. It really
r-
was.
right. Right
Thank
off
you,
the
Cindy.
cuff, I kind of did a double take of victims. The victims, how what? W- w- That's not the terminology that you would use in that position, unless you are completely and totally emotionally detached. And throughout that entire interview, I didn't see much of like he seemed a, I didn't quite know how to mention it in my videos, so I didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk about that too much, but it was like his interest in the actual case itself. I found interesting.
There's a lot. There's too much. I right there. That was the main point I was going to bring up. Is he showed an obscene amount of interest in this case as compared to what everybody else showed. Thank you so much, Cinderella Ella, for our first of our goals. God bless. Very much appreciated. And for those that didn't see that, it says to the goal and beyond. Dago, you're the best, and his community is the absolute finest. So proud to be a meatball. Pete is sketchy AF, and amen. Yes, I agree. Um, I feel like there's another interview that we're gonna get on him. Now, if if it's a federal interview, no. But I feel like there's possibly another one that we may get. I do think there could be a federal one though, because they were questioning him in weird ways. The first part of this interview, by the way, you guys, is pretty much Joe Lake pumping up his own ego. It sounds to me, and maybe possibly trying to intimidate Pete, in my opinion, by letting him know how much and how in depth the investigation is, quote unquote. I don't know if it was an intimidation factor to get Pete to know we're not playing with you, blah blah blah, or whatever. It was kind of pathetic, but I'm just saying.
And another thing I kind of want to point out, albeit all the other Sigma Chi guys that we've listened to, they
Yeah,
were always like you could see like a little bit of nervousness in their voice. Peter
not with him.
was so cool with the
Overly
with
confident.
with the detectives that he's cussing.
They
We
sounded like they were friends, didn't they?
Yeah, like it was it it was a little it was a little eerie on how, because typically when you go and like for example, you go and meet your girlfriend's mom and dad, you're not gonna walk in and say, "How the fuck are you?" You're
Right,
not
right. I agree.
like
He was
it.
overly confident and comfortable, and he was also bringing up things, as you'll see here, that he shouldn't even know. Okay, talking about which lab they were going to use, and about it being on the ball and no backlogging, and I'm like, well, how do you know all this stuff first and foremost? But you know, it's very interesting. So, anything with you, Jesse, thus far before we get jumping in this?
I think I missed one of the Peter interviews, but I saw the first one, and I noticed he got a little bit squirrely when they started mentioning a backpack. There was
Yeah.
some kind of trigger there, and he was like, "Oh, just a regular backpack." He got a little bit nervous. You could see,
Well, wait.
and he was obviously not offering any information, pretending, "Oh, I don't know. I was so drunk. I can't." I talked to my friends, and none of us remember
Yeah, of course.
seeing them. It's like, well,
That
I don't know.
changes.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
that
I buy
changes,
that.
Jesse. You don't have to at this point. This changes up. He changes up completely with this one. The first one, I think, the one you heard was with Leslie Lehman, Detective Lehman. It
Yeah,
was over the
that's
phone.
what I heard.
This next one is a little bit longer, and it's in face to face. And there's just, like Dylan said, there's too much of a comfort zone here for me. Way too much of a comfort zone with him. And he says, in the first one, I think it was towards the end of the first one, he says, "Did you talk to the brother and sister?" Wow. That, in the way he said it, made me feel like he was saying it for a reason, as though, like, you need to talk to them, because they know something, or they could give you some of these answers. That's how I kind of took it, but I don't know. It's up to you guys. So we're gonna
Well,
jump in.
where are we at as far as believing that these are truly legitimate interviews where the police are trying to
No,
uncover the truth? Because I'm still of the opinion that these interviews are kind of staged, like they're
Scripted. Yeah.
predetermined, scripted. The students have it explained to them. We have to go through this formality. Here's what you should say. Here's what you shouldn't say. I'm going to press record now. In fact, I think some of the Dylan and Bethany interviews, they must have had to do multiple takes because I'm sure they screwed up halfway through and had to do it again. But that's at least where I'm at. I don't believe that there's interviews where people are saying I saw a gun and the cops aren't actually asking them what they're talking about.
Right. No, I understand fully, and I agree with you. These are part of a script. It sounds like. There's Cat Lady. Good to see you, dear. Trey Hawker, welcome to you as well. Um, Anybody I've missed, I will catch up with you. Cinderella's in the house again. Liv Levin, welcome back. Paisley's Post, good to see you. Baxter. Moonflower's in the house, great to see you. And yeah, Jesse, for sure. I don't feel any different. In fact, I I almost feel more of it now. So I'll be honest with you. The cat's meow. Good to see you today as well. Come on in, guys.
and
Mountain Man, good to see you. Hold on one second, Dylan. I'm sorry, bud.
yeah.
True to it. E-Potty. Tiki Bar. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here. Go ahead, Dylan. I'm sorry, bud.
I was just gonna say the other thing that was interesting was it was when Peter started pointing at the drug dealers, but the
Uh-huh.
hardest thing that they ever did was Adderall.
Yeah. Well, he also says Ethan did a lot of it often. And you got to wonder, okay? I mean, he really goes in. Jesse, you're going to kind of get blown away with this one, I think, if you haven't heard it yet, because he goes in on talking about, he starts sounding like Dylan in some aspects. I don't know if it was real or not and stupid shit like that. And he's talking about drug dealer. What happens is that it's Joe Lake, first of all, as the detective. And he says, what does this guy look like to you? Meaning, like mentally, what do you think who this person would be? So he gives his description. Then he gives a theory talking about OnlyFans and sugar daddies. And I'm like, where's all this coming from? I mean, it's so different than the other interviews. It's insane. And it's almost overly scripted. Okay. If you listen to it. So we're going to hit the first one again first, because I want to play these two back to back, and we're going to question everything that's said or talk about each piece that you gentlemen up here and everybody in the chat wants to talk about, and break this down the right way. And go from there, because I think they need to be rolled through together as we discuss them together, in my opinion. The second one is more of a victimology type breakdown to me than an actual interview.
Well, they've been getting questionnaires.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, they're handed a questionnaire that they answer questions, and then he sits and talks to them about it. That's so strange to me.
Which the thing is, when you are the last person to see two of the victims alive, you are by default a suspect.
Absolutely.
And
he was.
They waited 5 days to talk to him.
And they let him leave. They let him go off home and do whatever he was doing, and then did the phone interview. Same thing they did with Showalter, Then they did the phone interview, and then when he comes back, then they sit down with him. And I'm telling you, it's not like two guys sitting down having beer. It was a couple beers. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's go through this. This is a very quick one. We're gonna break these down, and every time you guys want me to stop, besides the times that I stop, just let me know by lifting your hand up real quick, and I'll stop it. Okay. Anything else, Jesse, before we go forward?
Let's go.
All right. Thank you guys all very much for joining us. Here we go.
Today is November 18th, 2022 at about 11:22 hours. This is Detective Wesley Lehman with the Idaho State Police. I'm here with Trooper Kristen Noah. We are going to reach out to, and the last name is spelled Edward. Number will be.
That right there. Why is that? Why is it redacted when we're supposed to know who this is? That's so dumb to me.
He has been identified as who may have been the last to see Ethan and Zaina alive in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to him and put him on speakerphone and see if he's willing to talk for a moment. Again, that number is.
Also, I think it's important to notice how these change, okay, within the period of time that they did.
Hello?
Hello, this is Detective Lehman with the Idaho State Police. Is this...
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name. It's a beautiful last name.
Basque.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm reaching out to you, we are following up with the today. Things have kind of needed to be expedited, so I'm going to reach out to you by phone and has said that you may be one of the people who was with Zaina and Ethan in the early morning hours. I'll just let you speak for a moment. Tell me about that.
Okay, yeah, I was with him. We were at the Sigma Chi party.
Okay.
It ended at 1:00, and we went back down to my.
Okay.
And went down there to grab a couple things, and then we went back into the lodge. And Zan and Ethan were in the lodge with my girlfriend and I, and that's the last time I saw them. They said they were going to come with us, but nobody remembers them coming with us there. I've asked all of because we went to AGR, another fraternity right there, neighboring to us, and I asked them, and they don't remember them being there. So I'm pretty positive they weren't there.
They were not at AGR.
Okay, I'm going to stop there to start with right now. Ridiculous. Nobody remembers them coming with us. The second interview, so he has to ask other people whether or not they went with him to the AGR, which is the agricultural fraternity that's right next door to Sigma Chi. I call it farmers.com. It's where all the farm boys and stuff are at. That's where he goes. He's good friends with them, supposedly, so on and so forth. And in the secondary interview, as you'll hear, he says he leaves them between 1 and 1:20. They go home. He goes over to that fraternity. This is what he's saying now, but then it changes to that in the second one. So I think that's kind of interesting that he doesn't remember himself.
I just think if you're telling the truth, you don't need to say, well, I asked other people. Put it this way. When I'm telling the truth, I don't ask other people because I know what I'm saying is true. So I don't need to go and ask other people and get them to bolster my story. And his story is kind of, it has holes in it. He doesn't remember. Oh, I don't remember where they were. And then I asked other people and they don't remember. It just sounds like a bullshit story. I mean, I don't know any other way to put it.
Yes, and he sounds like he was waiting on this call. Like it was like there was one beforehand that said, "Hey, we're going to call you at such and such a time and have this talk." Okay, no problem. Like he was ready for the call. That didn't sound like.
Otherwise, you don't take the call, or you tell them, "Can we schedule a meeting? I'll come in and see you." You don't just jump right in and start answering questions like this. He doesn't come across as that stupid, because that would be really stupid to.
There's no talk of an attorney, no nothing, right? So. Thank you very much for that, JJPP 87 gifted a membership. I can't tell who got it, but congrats to whoever did. Welcome to the sauce. Chris Stu, welcome to you. Deb Tutro, welcome. Hanky Panky Mom, good to see you.
How much you want to bet this is the second interview? Because Leslie forgot to hit record the first time around.
Well, he says in the second one, and that's another point I'm going to point out to you guys. It's interesting how he breaks that down, and he screws up. Well, he acts like he screws up. Says, I talked to one of your guys. Oh, then he says, oh yeah, it was a gal. You don't make that mistake, okay? Unless he was drunk that day too. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. You knew what you were saying. That was a big problem for me in that interview. So you'll see it in the second one.
Well, I guess in a case that Leslie was working on that Lana was covering, Leslie forgot to hit record on one of the interviews.
Yeah, the Drake case. She did. That tells you. Well, conveniently forgot to hit record. How many times can that happen in a situation? Because it's happened more than once.
Well, when we get to Joe Lake, I guess it's happened thousands of times.
Same with the other idiot. Welcome, Tammy. Good to see you, dear. These guys, I've never seen such ineptness in my life. It's a joke. It can't be real. So, welcome, G Bean. Good to see you as well. William Tardy's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, layman is just a joke, period. I agree with that, too. So, on we go.
Yeah, and that is the
AGR.
AGR.
Yeah.
Alpha Gamma Rho.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is that considered the lodge?
No, the lodge is at Sigma Chi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your apartment number?
There you go. How in we are five. I tried waving.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the screen for a minute.
But we are 5 days into the case. How the hell does she not know what the lodge is?
A good question.
Like, I did this I did interviewing in college. You do your homework beforehand. That way, you know what questions to ask.
Yeah. Like, exactly.
How in the world do you...
Especially law enforcement.
Yeah, because my mistakes was, I didn't do a good interview. Crap. Oh, well. This, a killer gets away.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And yes, I do believe that Reed Upmore was part of the AGR fraternity, too. So that's another very interesting point, okay? I'm just saying. Think about that. Welcome back, Becky. Good to see you today. I hope that answered your question, Chris. But yeah, I do believe that he is part of that fraternity. And he says that he's very good friends with them over there, but Ethan's not. Think about that for a minute. On we go. But yeah, she should have known exactly what she was talking about. None of them seem to know what they're talking about. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The problem I have is when something sort of ridiculous is said as well, like, we're like there at some point they say it's an ESPN party, everybody's wearing jerseys. Okay, well, you just said that you don't know what Ethan and Xana were wearing. Did they just show up at an ESPN party wearing suits and ties, or the same
Right.
clothes they were wearing at the formal? What do you mean you don't? At a party, at a costume party, you should remember what everybody's wearing.
Yeah.
And this is the recurring theme throughout all the interviews.
Very much
Is
so.
the witnesses make comments that don't make sense, that need to be questioned, that anybody, a layman could determine that the comment doesn't make sense. A layman could know, well, I want to know why, and the interviewing officer doesn't ask the follow-up question to probe why is your comment not making sense.
Agreed.
And I know the ESPN party was one of those things.
And it, like Lana said, what the fuck is an ESPN party to begin with? You know, a football party.
I could kind of see an ESPN. I mean, I'm a sports guy, so I could kind of see it, but
Oh.
I could also see that you would remember what everybody was wearing, and
Yeah.
specifically if they weren't wearing the costume that you're supposed to be wearing.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So-
Was Ethan wearing a jersey or a Steelers shirt or a Brown shirt, Falcon shirt? Oh, I don't remember. But if he wasn't wearing anything like that, you would remember. I agree. Go ahead, Dylan.
Well, the thing is, the ESPN thing would be so completely out of date. Nobody's watching ESPN anymore. That is a very generic, like, oh yeah, we know sports ball. Yeah,
Right.
ESPN. Or no, it would just be Jersey night. That's all that
That's
would
basically what it was. Yeah.
nobody, especially in that age group, would call it ESPN party.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
Dylan had on, was it a Phoenix Suns shirt or something like that? I think, and I think Bethany was wearing a Tom Brady shirt. So,
good old TB12, the GOAT.
yep.
But
Welcome,
yeah,
Scully.
but yeah, and the other thing with that being your best friend and you knowing that that's the last time you've ever talked to him, you would be replaying that in your head over and over and over and over again.
For sure.
You would know exactly what you told them. You would know exactly what they're wearing.
Well, he does seem to remember, as you'll see in the second interview, he remembers some pretty interesting details, but you can't remember simple stuff like this. Bothers me a little bit. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that when we get there,
Right.
because I got a lot to say on that part.
And what is your girlfriend's name? Is that
I got homework for everybody, too. If anybody doesn't know it, or if anybody knows it, please let us know. But if you don't know, I'm trying to figure out who Pete's girlfriend her actual girlfriend was from then, too. So,
Sadie Bush, I believe.
Sadie Bush.
That's what Grok spit out. I mean,
He's married now, but then I was trying to figure out. But thank you.
It's his. They ended up getting married.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll
Thank you,
I'll
guys.
see if I can double check.
Absolutely. This guy got married and is working on a ranch in California where he came from my understanding.
Yeah.
okay? And her last name? Okay. Okay. Can you describe what Ethan and Xana were wearing the last you saw them?
Oh shoot.
Sadie Buck.
Sorry?
Sadie Buck is the name.
Buck?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't remember what they were wearing. I know Ethan and I were at Kappa Alpha Theta's formal. Ethan went to that. And he might have been in his nice clothes still, but I honestly can't remember.
So there was a formal before the Sigma Chi party?
Yeah, for a different sorority house. The one that Ethan's sister was a part of.
Okay. Which sorority was that? Okay. And that was a formal party.
Yeah. Yeah.
The party at the lodge at Sigma Chi, was that?
Just letting you guys know, I got to step away for like 30 seconds. I'm just going to let it play. I'll be right back.
A formal party or?
No,
No.
No, it wasn't a formal.
Did it have a theme at all?
The theme was like ESPN, so it's like a sports theme, like jerseys, that type of thing.
Okay. Do you remember them having any kind of sports apparel on?
I really don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm sorry to put you through this. I know this is really difficult. And just to kind of maybe jog your memory, do you remember taking any photos with them that night?
I looked on my camera roll and my Snapchat memories, and I don't have anything from after the formal party where Ethan and I were in our nice clothes.
Okay. So there's the previous party that you do have a pic of Ethan.
Yeah.
If I were to give you, well, you have my telephone number, and I can give you my email as well. Would I be able to get a copy of that?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Okay.
I can send it to you just text message, or does that work?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Describe, so you were described to me as a very good friend of Ethan's. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Tell me about that. How often did you speak to Ethan? How often were you with Ethan?
I spoke to Ethan every day, multiple times a day. He was in my apartment, I don't know, four days out of the week, just hanging out. And it doesn't make any sense to me because he's not the type of guy that has any enemies, and I don't understand. He didn't have any sort of beef with anyone. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of, if you could think back for me, with Zaina, same questions there. Can you think of anybody that she was having issues with?
No, that's the huge confusing part about it. They were both super happy people, didn't like any drama.
Okay.
And I had known Xana since my freshman year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has she ever spoken about somebody around her apartment that was troubling her?
Let me think.
Oh, it's an apartment now. Interesting.
No, nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
What, was he talking to his lawyer there?
Did Ethan ever say something akin to?
See, that's what I don't like either, Jesse, are the hesitations, the delays. Like you're looking for answers to certain things, and then all of a sudden, poof, there's the answer.
Let me think. I could just imagine him smashing somebody's arm beside him going, what should I say? What should I say?
Yeah, right. Exactly. By the way, we found Ethan's apartment as well last night. And it's interesting where it's located at. I'll just say that much.
And I would like to add, Sadie, I found her on Instagram.
Yeah.
She is following Xana, but Xana never followed her. So
Interesting.
there that might be something.
Considering that he was with Santa before, it's a little interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah. Acclimable my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I'm going to go over and stay with Xana tonight because of more of a security issue. Not
necessarily security issue, because he lived over close to this, and I'm not sure if you guys know where that's at. It's probably 2 to 3 miles away from the Sigma Chi house.
Okay.
And he lived over there, so he stayed with Xana a lot of nights just because it's kind of a far walk, and he didn't want to walk that far, that type of deal, but not necessarily a security issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know Kaylee and Maddie?
I didn't know Kaylee. I had met her, but I didn't know her very well. Maddie, kind of the same deal, as a little bit.
Nobody knows Kaylee. Nobody.
Closer with Maddie, but not near the amount of closeness I was to Ethan and Xana.
Okay. How about?
No, I didn't. I mean, obviously we were acquaintances, but we weren't close at all.
Okay. And
I was a little bit closer with, but not to the extent I was with Ethan and Xana, if that makes any sense.
okay.
Like I had known her for a little bit longer
Okay.
than Maddie and Kaylee.
Okay. When was the last time you were over at the 1122 King Street address?
I was there Friday.
Okay. Tell me about that.
It was fine, just normal. We were in the apartment playing Pong.
Okay.
And just having a good time with each other. And that's the last. I was there for 15, 20 minutes. And then I went over to the White's apartments to hang out with my friends over there.
Okay.
I wasn't there for very long on Friday, but I was there for a number, like some minutes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to have you circle back real quick to the 13th, early in the morning. When do you think was the last time that you saw Ethan and Xana?
Ethan and Xana, in the lodge, I'm almost positive because they went to my apartment after the lodge party, ended to pack up all their things. And the lodge is the last place I saw them, around 1:20, 1:25.
Okay. Did they say where they were going to?
They didn't.
Okay.
No.
And they were.
I was just assuming. Sorry to interrupt. I was just assuming that they were going to go back to their place, which I'm guessing that's what they did.
Okay. And just to clarify, that would have been walking on foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's pretty close right there. It's, I don't know, 3-minute walk.
Okay. What, do you recall the things that they were packing up?
Yeah. They had a couple of beers, and Ethan may have grabbed his formal coat. And
I'm sorry, they had a couple of what?
Beers.
Beers. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said ears, like you'd put on. Okay.
No.
Okay. Formal gear, a couple of beers. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay.
If there was anything else I didn't see.
Okay. What color was the formal coat that he?
Black.
Okay. Go ahead, Kristen. If I didn't tell you, I'm here with Trooper Kristen.
Okay.
That Layman just showed the classic signs of listening to talk again instead of listening to listen.
Very good point.
Like, I can understand you kind of buffering a little bit. Wait, ears? That doesn't make sense. Ears, beer. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, it was beer.
What the hell would ears be? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
And here's my problem, what Hanky just said here. Like I said, you can remember Ethan was wearing a black formal coat, but you can't remember if they walked with you next door to the AGR frat.
Well, not only that, what about the ESPN party? Whether or not they had jerseys, he remembers the color with no hesitation. What color was his formal coat? It was black. Just no hesitation. He remembers that clear as day. And then were they wearing it? She didn't ask what team was the jersey. What color were they wearing jerseys? Geez, I don't know anything about that. And that answer is just, it doesn't pass the smell test.
I fully agree, sir.
Go ahead.
Did they have a backpack, or did Xana have a purse that they were putting these items into?
I think that Xana had a bag, but I'm not 100% positive.
Okay. Would you know what that generally would look like, if it was like a common bag that she carried around all the time, or if it was just
I don't. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In college, we kind of go through backpacks really quickly.
Sure.
Whoa, stop.
Really break.
Stop.
Yep.
He doesn't know what kind of bag it is. he said he doesn't know what kind of bag is it. He was asked to describe the bag. He
Right.
doesn't know. And she asks him to elaborate, and he starts talking about backpacks.
Right.
So he does know it's a backpack.
Exactly.
You guys following that?
Yeah.
He
He
went
went directly
from
to
not-
the backpack type thing. Exactly.
He went not knowing if it was a backpack or a purse to describing that they use backpacks, and now he knows it's a backpack.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what I find interesting is throughout this entire interview, Leslie is butchering Xana's name, and never once does he correct her.
Good point. Good point. This is what I'm saying, you guys. These things are all a joke. Sorry.
Like,
To his credit,
interviews are
he repeats the name correctly, and she doesn't pick up on it. So
right.
'cause
she's
not
a
paying
complete
attention.
she's a complete meathead, obviously.
Without a doubt.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same old thing. They're going through the motions. They're not actually looking to extract anything.
Yeah, this one's really bad. Really bad. The next one's quite a bit more interesting, but still not enough. Exactly, hanky panky.
Would you know what that generally would look like if it was like a common bag that she carried around all the time, or if it was just anything standard?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
In college, we kind of go through backpacks really quickly.
Sure.
You tend to lose them or they break. I don't know what type of bag or anything about what it looked like.
Okay. Okay. So, you have my
Again.
phone.
Yes, sir.
You don't go through backpacks quickly in college. Not anymore. Everything's on a laptop. You have your laptop bag. You might have a change of clothes if you go to the gym after class, but you're not going through backpacks left and right unless you're like stupid rich. I still have my same backpack
Right.
from college. So that whole we go through backpacks like we go through underwear. Yeah, that's bull.
Well, the only thing I could see is maybe because they slam pack them full of beer and alcohol, possibly. At some point.
Still, the backpacks are made pretty well. I mean, I've had a lot of backpacks in my day. I can remember,
Right.
And I'm talking them like 20 years before these kids, like in the 1990s. And yeah, a good
Whoa.
backpack would last like at least 5 or 6 years. You're certainly not replacing one in less than a year.
Isn't that definitely good points you guys are making?
God, the 90s was like forever ago.
It seems
That
like
it
just
was.
yesterday to me, brother.
I was born in the 90s.
We know, Junior.
Number. I'll be pushing out my email address as well.
Okay.
We are asking for any photos or videos, especially of that evening, even prior to the Sigma Chi party, would be helpful.
I can look again and send you what I have from that night.
Okay. That'd be great.
Just on this phone number?
Yeah.
It's fine?
Yep.
Okay.
This is my work phone. And you're more than welcome to give it to people if, in your circles, you're hearing information that you think they need to pass on to me. Please give them this number.
Okay.
Is there anything that you can think of that I forgot to ask you?
Such a stupid question.
No, I'm assuming you guys have talked to the brother and sister.
Who was that?
I personally have not. We have quite an extensive team, and there are other agents who are assigned to that because those would be in person. And again, I apologize for having to reach out to you over the phone. This is something I do not prefer to do.
Right.
And to be honest with you, as soon as
Go back
are you
about 30
back
seconds.
after Thanksgiving?
Go back
Say
about
again?
Go back about 30 seconds. There's someone talking to him.
Yeah.
That could have been my ESPN in the background. I was
No,
checking the scores.
No, there was like talking.
Yeah, he's at home with his family, and she's also got 2 people with her in the room too. So
Okay.
you can definitely hear something.
Well, Dylan, when you said "Who's that," I screwed up and opened up ESPN, and it was going in the speaker. So I apologize.
No
I
big
thought
deal.
you old farts used newspapers.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Don't
Yeah,
get kicked
yeah.
off the panel, Dylan.
Come on, Dylan. I still got hair, and some of it's not even gray.
Telling
think
you with this kid.
I wear a hat, so I don't have to worry about that.
Apologize for having to reach out to you over the phone. This is something I do not prefer to do.
Right.
And to be honest with you, are you going to be coming back after Thanksgiving?
After Thanksgiving break, yeah.
Okay.
Mom, what day are we coming back?
We'll probably will be there Sunday.
The Sunday after Thanksgiving break,
Super.
we'll be back.
So my goal is, and my sergeant is a former alumni here.
Oh, wow.
So our goal is to come in. We just need to lay eyes on you guys. So yeah, I'm really
sense.
sorry. If there's anything you guys need, please reach out. I know this is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, give your mom my best.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me know if you need anything, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Take care, all right?
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I hate to be pessimistic, but that sounded a little bit like acting. I gotta say.
Oh yeah.
She's crying. She's crying.
Well, not only that, give your mom my best. Is she? If she even knows who this kid's mom is, why is she doing the interview?
That's
Why
my
is
question.
Yeah, she shouldn't be speaking about his mom. She should have no relationship with his mom. She should have no interest in having a relationship with his mom, giving the mom the best. No, none of that. That's a conflict of interest.
It's very unprofessional in a situation like this.
And again, this is a suspect. He is the last person to see Xana and Ethan alive. Why is she crying?
I believe there was a phone call before that where he spoke to her mother or she spoke to his mother. He may not have been there. And they had a whole conversation about this beforehand. That's what that reminded me of.
Well, he was clearly ready for the call. There's no question.
100%. Yes. He probably spoke to his mom and said, I'll call back at this time, make sure he's there so we can talk to him. And that was why he was so ready, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll see.
But before we get into it, I do want to kind of do a humble brag because Kim's in here, typically unique, because I did a nice little English lesson on Xana's name because she was butchering it so bad.
Yes. Absolutely. There she is. All right.
1:32 p.m. Detective Joe Lake. Today I'm meeting with his best friend to Ethan Chapin, the victim. Again, sorry. So as we were beginning to say, did anything jump out at you while you're filling out the questionnaire and you started to say?
Yeah.
All right. I got to run again, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to let it play.
The fact that we hung out that night before that Friday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Friday at the victim's house. We just sat there and hung out. And
who were you there with?
We were there with Xana, Ethan. Was there one of the girls that lived there? Other girl that lived there. That's all I can remember.
You don't remember Madison and Kaylee?
I don't remember if they were there.
Okay. How old are you? Okay, so you aren't quite getting in the bars unless you got a fake ID.
Right.
Just so you know, if we talk about anything outside of the homicide that may be illegal, illicit, or anything else, I don't care.
I know.
I don't. All I care about is finding the person responsible for killing your friend and his roommate. Well, and his friends.
Even if I were to get a MIC or whatever, I wouldn't give a shit as long as I'm just helping out with this shit.
We appreciate that very much. I'm giving you, call it this way, an immunity. Yeah. All right, if that's makes any sense to you. So, you probably noticed by some of the questions kind of where I'm going with this question here, and you probably have an idea of some of the questions I'm going to ask you as we review it together. Yeah. And then I'm going to have some open-ended kind of questions for you as well. Okay, I'm pretty transparent. No, if there's anything that you got questions about, by all means ask. But before I get into all of that, I want to share something with you, just because I think there's a misconception by some. Others, I think, recognize it for what it is. But the media has created a problem.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say something new. That's probably been the hardest thing for me, is the media, listening to all the media and seeing all the shit on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok even. It's insane. And it's so much of it, 99% of it is miscued and wrong. Yeah. And I wish I could say something, but I'm like, what's it gonna do?
That was going to be my advice for you, is don't chime in, because there are so many trolls out there and other people that they will target you. They will go after you. But the media, one of the reasons they create problems, now keep in mind, they've been briefed, and they're regularly briefed. Yeah. But
they've been briefed.
Provide misinformation, or they only take snippets of that information and then they run with their assumption of the information, is, again, to create a problem. And when they can create a problem, they have to be the provider of that solution, right? So therefore, you must stay tuned in, because they're going to provide that solution eventually. And
the whole beginning of this is a whole bunch of rigmarole.
What is the point of this conversation?
No idea.
Why does Joe Lake need to tell this kid anything about media relations?
I think he's trying to intimidate him in some form or fashion, is what it sounds like to me, based on everything he's explaining about how big and bad their investigative team is and all sorts of things. That's all it sounds like to me. So I don't know.
I was interested in the beginning when he asked him who was all there, and it was all redacted.
Yep.
But there was a period of time that went by, like a period of time where you could name like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And then Joe Lake asked him, what about Kaylee and Maddie? He's like, I think, Dylan, is that correct, that he asked after the period of time where he started naming people? Like, I think he named Ethan and Xana, right? And then he named more people. And there was a significant period of time, but I don't think he named Maddie and Kaylee. And then Lake asks him, what about Maddie and Kaylee? And he's like, I don't really know them people. So I guess the point that I'm coming to is, it sounds like there could have been 4 or 5 names that were in there. A crowd of people.
I agree.
And the whole thing with the media, he's setting the stage, because he knows at this point it's going to be a shitstorm, and it's going to be a totally different style of shitstorm.
I think this is partially for our benefit too, because he knows that we're going to get this information. They know we're going to have this information, period.
And it's pretty much, what are you going to believe, us or your eyes? Us or your lying eyes?
Very good point. Yes, sir. It gets way more interesting, I promise.
If it just wasn't for all these pesky, procedural things and legal things, they should just tell us everything. And reality is, when we do find the suspect, and we will, and we take them to trial, the information needs to be organic, needs to be consolidated to every person's personal knowledge. And as I like to tell people, my job as a detective is to extract information from you, not to feed you information. I know that may sound maybe harsh in a way.
No, it's,
yeah. But yeah, imagine if I was defense attorney and I had you on the stand and I'm like, where did you learn this? And you say, well, Detective Joe Lake, when I sat down, he told me all about these things. You would immediately be excused. right? Your testimony is no good
Right.
because it's not your knowledge. It's knowledge that you have been fed or gleaned. Which
Listen, guys, I'm watching the chat here. Everybody has their own opinions on things, and they don't always match up with what we have. If somebody has an opinion, just put in my opinion. That's all you got to say. And that's it. Other people may disagree. That's fine. We're allowed to disagree with each other. There's no reason to go back and forth with each other over it, though, is all I'm saying, because we're all going to have different feelings on certain things. That's all I can say. Thank you,
Hey,
guys. That's all.
even Pav and Harsh are friends again.
Yeah, yeah.
I applaud that big time.
100%. I'm grateful to see that. That's where it's supposed to be out here, especially with the creators. We should all be in the same boat, paddling towards the same direction. Now, not everybody in the community is going to feel the same way about certain things. That's fine. You're all allowed to have your own speculative theories and opinions. Please do. Okay, make your own minds up. But just because one person says one thing, it doesn't mean that they're wrong to somebody else. Remember that, you guys. That's all we're saying. So, thank you. Welcome, Terry. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I didn't even know you guys were on. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're on. I'm missing
Yep,
it.
we're here. We're here.
Hey, Jesse.
Cheers.
haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been on in a while.
I've been around recently. It's just the case is heating up to the point where I can't stay away now. It's
well, this
I've
guy
got the bug.
From day one, I think that this guy is major part of it. He knows everything.
Peter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
Have fun.
You're going to be shocked at this one, Jesse, compared to the last one.
He does seem rather evasive, that's for sure.
Evasive? No,
for now. Just watch. It definitely makes a turn. Hey, Clyde, good to see you.
Taint your testimony.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So
makes sense.
That's the whole reason why information is not released in criminal investigations, is because they do go to trial, right? You have to preserve the integrity of the investigation.
Yeah, even if you know the guy's the one that did it, he still has to go to trial.
Right. He has due process. I mean, that's, the great thing about our Constitution and maybe our kind of downfall too is,
that is wild.
Right. So
that is wild for a detective to say that on recording.
The kind of downfall.
Oh, there's way more things that Lake says that he shouldn't be saying either.
Oh yeah.
Well, Lake, let's be honest. I mean, Lake sucks.
Yeah.
They all kind of do, but yeah.
Lake is probably one of the worst, that we've seen on any of these cases. But I think he's doing something. He might actually be on this one. I don't know. I think he might actually. I watched Lana's last night, and I think he's actually doing some setting up.
Yeah.
He's definitely setting a scene for something. You can tell that, or at least attempting to.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, Bubbles.
And with this whole spiel that he goes on, he no longer gets to use the I didn't know excuse when leading witnesses and suspects.
Well, I'm sorry, but they talked to 1,000 people by December 5th.
Yeah, I want those interviews now.
Really?
I want every last one of them.
1,000 people by December 5th.
I mean, they got 100 morons working around the clock.
A lot of people. All right, on we go.
Questions for me?
No.
All right, let's jump.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask. You probably can't tell me anything. What's going on? Huh?
I can tell you a little bit, maybe.
What can you tell me?
Well,
what you guys know anything?
Remember,
Sorry?
I didn't mean, but remember, there's a gag order. So when he said, you can't tell me anything, he probably should have said, you're right, we have a gag order. He should.
Even if there wasn't a gag order, there's an investigation going on. Police usually aren't able to tell people anything. That's kind of ridiculous to me.
For him to say, I can tell you a little bit of something. I mean, what do you want? He's drawing out.
He's using it as a leverage thing to try to get Pete to talk more, I think.
Exactly.
There wasn't a gag order at this date, but
Not quite, but still, it's still an investigation. I saw that, Tomboy. Thank you. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, but thank you.
I'm having a hard time sleeping. I moved out of the rest of the semester and got an apartment.
I can give you kind of high levels. I can tell you, like I mentioned before, I've never seen such a team assembled. When I arrived in here, I actually got back in Idaho on Wednesday night and started on the investigation. But Thursday, I was boots on the ground here, and I'd never seen a team assembled like that. And we had resources pouring in from around the state, around the nation.
Just the numbers of people, or
the numbers of people, their CVs, their background, they're truly subject matter experts, and whether it be data mining. Or warrant process for cellular towers. I mean, literally subject matter experts came in. We brought them in from around the nation. Moscow PD is about 35 officers. We in the state police we're about 300, and we're made up of several branches. Primarily patrol is what we're known for, but we have about 50 detectives, 60 actually, throughout the state, and I'm one of those. And then, of course, we brought in the FBI to augment us. So the case is being run by Moscow PD with state police running it, and then the FBI in support. And at any given time, there's about 100 people working on this, and we're working 24/7. So much so, I mean, most of us, we're just down with this, whatever it's going on, cold or whatever, but we're still chugging away, taking our laptops, uplinking in, whatever we need to do. But we also were rotating people to get fresh people in. And
I said last night, throughout this whole thing, it feels like Pete is the one that's fishing in this. Like he asked so many questions, and I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard anybody ask this many questions on the other side of the table like this. So he literally sounds to me like he's fishing for certain things.
Of course, there's a brief process, then we kick them out. But we've collected more data, more footage, more statements than I've ever seen collected on any investigation in 20 years. It's impressive. I mean, truly impressive. I mean, I've been to schools all around the nation, know officers from, some of the largest agencies, NYPD, all the way down to some of the smallest agencies, people of 4 or 5 people. And I've never even heard of anything like this. So Moscow PD really did the right thing. They started calling in for assistance and compiling this team. And when we got here, we have connections with all kinds of other organizations and started bringing them in. And it's really, it's quite impressive. What I can tell you is we have literally talked to thousands of people. And both what I call like a triage. In other words, let's just say there's a room full of 100 people and a fight breaks out. And you arrive, first thing you want to know, what happened? So you start asking people, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? And pretty soon you find that person that says,
sitting right next to them.
Right. And that's when you bring them in and you sit them down and you interview them. Right. So it maybe you end up with 10 that actually saw what happened. Yeah. Unfortunately, you get 10 different accounts of what happened. And that's in perspective. This person was privy to the argument wasn't started by subject X, it was started by subject Y was the primary aggressor, and but the other person sees it the other way around or something. So it has been really impressive that way. The thing is while we have some great leads and we have a lot of people of interest that we've narrowed down, unfortunately, that we have not got to the point where we can effect arrests.
Right, but you guys have no doubt that you're going to get this motherfucker.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is, I mean, it's a good thing. It really is. I mean, I'm a person, I believe in the Constitution. I served after the college. I served 8 years in the Marines. I mean, I love our nation. I love our Constitution. Yeah, thank you. So, I mean, I love the fact that we have our balance in our government, and I love the fact that the government kind of has rules, right? Unlike other nations. But sometimes those rules are very tough, especially when you're the person working within those rules. You can't just go out and violate people's rights. And I fully agree with that. And I acknowledge that. It takes time to get warrants. It takes time to follow up on these. It takes time to process physical evidence. So that, and a lot of that just kind of high level. Unfortunately, I can't go into nuts and bolts with you because, again, I can't change your knowledge base. But does that help at all?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I feel a little better.
Like I said, we've spoken with thousands of people.
Yeah.
We're getting there. But definitely. It's not an easy case by no means.
No, yeah, I bet it's not.
First question on family background. Identify Ethan's family members. Knew his parents, and girlfriend Zena.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to sit down with them the other night. Great people.
Yeah. I actually, that same day I helped him move out Ethan's stuff out of his apartment.
Okay.
His apartment was over here. You know that dentist office is right here, close right here. I think he's across the street from that. Helped move out of that, and then
Yeah, we went into his apartment.
yeah, they probably didn't find anything.
No, and to me, I mean, you tell me, it looked like he never slept there.
He didn't. He didn't ever sleep there.
I mean, it looks
He
like
slept there like 4 times the whole semester.
Yeah, he had 2 beds in there, right? And both of them looked like they were somewhat made. I mean, they were made.
Yeah.
But I would almost call it a sterile environment.
Oh yeah, he never was there ever.
Why 2 beds? Why did he have 2 beds in his apartment?
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. If he wasn't there at Xana's apartment, would he stay over
There
the
you
front?
He would never not stay.
He owned.
As far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he would never pass out at the fraternity ever. I don't think. Not that I know of. He never went in my room. He always
Everybody just try to figure that one out. Why did he have 2 beds in his apartment?
Okay.
He's the only one that's
So
living there.
at the
And he
frat,
never
you
even
got one
came
room?
I live with one other guy, but yeah.
So yeah, the 2 room.
man.
Yeah, versus the 4 or 6 or.
Yeah, there's 2 men's and 6 men's.
Okay.
Another thing, I don't know if you guys know that Ethan's not a freshman, right? I keep saying that Ethan's a freshman.
Yes, we know all that.
Okay.
We've tried to correct them. They were unwilling to make changes. That's fine because they don't want to act like they don't know.
Yeah, like the university is the one that's putting that.
We have their full academic record. We have everything.
Yeah, he's a sophomore. He was a sophomore.
Yeah. That's on them.
Yeah.
We can only provide them information if they want to correct themselves. They can correct themselves. But what happens when they correct themselves?
They look bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it causes doubt, and then they start losing viewership, and when they lose viewership, they lose marketing capital, right? And it goes on and on and on. So, have you ever been to the Chapin's place?
I have. They keep saying they want to bring me up during break, but I haven't been there before now.
Okay. Did Ethan ever go down to your folks?
Nope. He was gonna do that this break. He was gonna come down and visit, but yeah.
That would have been pretty cool for him.
Yeah, that would have been sick. Gonna do that and come get a change of scenery. Work a few days down there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It does the mind and body good.
Mm-hmm. Get on the back of a horse. It's like a different type of therapy.
That's the other thing.
Definitely.
I didn't know that he's from
Calling
Atlanta.
positive, negative. Ethan's relationship strengths bonds.
Who has access?
Surrounded by love.
And
Hardly ever had arguments. Kind of goofy. Quick to laugh.
Super goofy.
So I want to, obviously there's going to be things I'm going to queue up on, right? I understand. Really gregarious guy.
Mm-hmm.
He'd kind of be the center of attention.
Oh, yeah.
Unwantingly, not unwillingly, but unwantingly, it sounds like just the people I've spoken with him thus far is he just kind of had a way of drawing people towards him, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Never had arguments. I'm going to queue up on this one. So we all have conflicts. We all have, sometimes it's with siblings, sometimes it's with friends, whatever. I know that people got kicked out of parties out of their house, out of Xana's house periodically and things like that. If there were an argument, how would Ethan handle that?
He wouldn't yell. That's for one thing. He'd keep his voice, the bass in his voice would be low. Be real with them, and yeah.
You ever observe any of that?
No, I've kicked people out of parties because I'm not afraid to be a dick. But he's kind of doesn't want to. He doesn't like altercation. So I mean, I really haven't seen that. I was going to say something before. Okay, it'll come back.
Talking about altercations, kind of.
No, just before that. Damn it. It wasn't anything big.
Here's the interesting thing is sometimes even the smallest things help us solve the case. So he said he doesn't like confrontation.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
He doesn't like confrontation because he likes his image and like how he's viewed by other people, which is how a lot of people are. I know I'm that way, but not as much as he was. Like he didn't like being a dick to people, being rude, mean, kicking them out of party type deal. And when he was in the wrong, he would admit it. He wouldn't like argue with it about it.
Okay.
He knew he was in the wrong, that type of thing.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who's 20.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if he had any beefs or any bad blood with anyone?
Oh, here's what I was going to say. I was just going to say, like, he and his.
Okay. Go. Who's there? He asked him, he said he wouldn't argue with anyone. He didn't have beefs, he wouldn't do that. Didn't they have an argument that night?
Some minor arguments.
Super minor.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Not
like
anything.
his nuts
Oh,
on him.
Do you have any siblings?
No.
Okay. Go. Who's there?
Here's the interesting thing is sometimes even the smallest things help us.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing is sometimes even the smallest things help us.
Yeah.
A lot of redactions.
No.
Okay.
They're weird too, Jesse.
There's so many redactions, it makes me
Do you
nuts.
think
This.
Ethan had that same sense of responsibility? He kind of seemed like the leader of the
Can we
trio.
pause, Diego?
He did. He was.
Say again, bud.
Can we pause? There's a
Yeah.
lot that went. There's a lot that went
Absolutely,
by.
absolutely. I was waiting for one of you guys to let me know, but yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people wanted to talk, I think, but
Yeah.
I think Terry was speaking up about Ethan didn't want to, or he admitted when he was wrong. Like, for that to be top of mind, I think there's got to be a specific incident. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can imagine if somebody close to you just passed, and for you to say he admitted when he was wrong. Generally, it's not the first thing that comes to mind when your best friend just passes. Is that what the times that they were wrong? I think Joe Lake missed an opportunity to ask him, when can you provide an example of that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because it sounds like there's a specific incident that is top of mind for this kid, Peter.
I can
Yeah,
agree.
Terry, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was asking. First of all, why did Ethan have two beds? Was it a two-bedroom? One? What? I mean, he didn't even sleep in his own apartment ever, according to Pete. So why did he have two beds?
I think his parents just rented him an apartment, and under the pretense that maybe he would have a roommate or something.
What, did his brother?
Something really shady was going on at Ethan's apartment, in my opinion. They've been so cagey about talking about Ethan's apartment. All the interviews with the girls, they were like, "Oh, I got no idea." You know, nobody has any idea where Ethan. People have behaved like they're scared to death to talk about Ethan's apartment.
No, and and you're in college, and if he's never sleeping there, and they say it's sterile, I mean, that means, what does sterile mean to you? That means
It means that it's never meaning that it's never used.
Or it was sterilized. It was cleaned out. I mean, I just don't think, I don't know. I agree with what Jesse's saying. It's just too cagey on that. And I think that we keep getting off of Ethan's apartment and where he lived. Pete keeps saying, "Oh no, he never stayed there." How does Pete know that he only stayed there 4 nights?
Well, they were pretty, and from what I'm gathering, they're pretty inseparable.
But
so
then why are we being fed that his best friend was the other guy, Hunter?
Well, we were told that, but this was actually more of a friend to him, from my understanding.
But
This is. I get what you mean. This is Ethan's apartment building.
Right.
This is where the place that nobody could figure out. This is where it was.
So was his brother staying at the Sigma Chi house? No.
Yes. Yeah. So Hunter was staying at the Sigma Chi house. He was staying here.
Okay.
That apartment building would have a use. You're not going to pay and rent and have an available room like that and not use it. And the fact that nobody wants to talk about it suggests to me that whatever it was being used for is something that doesn't want to be spoken about. But you've got, you've got all these kids living in like frat houses where they got no privacy and everything. You've got an apartment that's empty. It's going to be used for something.
Why would they stay? Why would they not stay there? But they would stay over at Xana's when you've got how many roommates?
You would think that Ethan and Xana would be over there half the time whenever they wanted, a night
alone time, right?
And that's what throws me on that. And I think
that's what I'd be doing.
So there's something that's going on in that apartment that we're not aware of.
I mean, if Ethan wasn't using it, he'd let somebody else he'd let it to another person and be taking the $500, $1,000 a month and spending it on more Adderall or whatever, right? Like, It's common sense. You're not just going to leave an empty apartment there
with 2 beds and you're never there. But you'd rather stay
and nobody wants to talk about it.
If I was in that situation back in the day, and my girlfriend lived in a house with 3 other girls, 4 other girls, whatever it was, you don't get much alone time. So at that point, I'd be taking her and going there. That's what I would have done back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know what the situation was there, if its neighbors were assholes or whatever, but I know it does look like an old cheap ass motel. I agree with you on that, Kim. If you go on Google Maps and look it up, okay, and you spin this around, this is the 76 is right over there, attached to the A&W. If you guys remember the A&W with the car and all that stuff, it's right off of Steiner Avenue. All of it's not too super far away from where they were at either. So I don't understand the whole situation with this apartment. I really don't. There's something strange about it. So was it a spot where there were certain things that would take place there only there? Would he
Because
keep things there? You know, I don't know.
We see how small Xana's room was. There's no, it just doesn't make sense.
I agree.
Back then, today, tomorrow, whatever, you would think that you would spend more time over at his apartment.
Unless there's some shady things going down at that apartment building.
Right. Right.
Yeah, people have been scared to death to talk about where Ethan lived. Oh, I have got no idea where I have no clue where Ethan lives. How many people have said that?
Everybody. Just about.
Everybody.
Except for Pete. Pete knew exactly where it was. That's how we found it. Or this could be the thing too. Xana lived in the party house, and that's where all the partying and all the fun was. Maybe that's why he was always there, because he enjoyed that lifestyle rather than having alone time with his girlfriend. I don't know.
Well, they had to.
No.
You remember? They said that they would always have to walk him home.
Yeah.
So if you have to walk, I mean, it'll come up. But if you have to say everybody, or he never stayed at the Sigma Chi house. He never stayed at his apartment. We would always walk. Somebody would walk him home. Why would somebody have to walk somebody home?
Too drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Way too drunk. And Pete says that Ethan stayed at Xana's because it was closer to classes. Ethan never went to classes, for one, but okay. Plus, he had 2 vehicles and Xana had a car, so you don't need to worry about walking, I'm just saying. My understanding is that his parents paid for this apartment. That's just the only thing I can gather from it.
Well, they're very wealthy, so I'm sure they did. I mean, they have a place in both Washington and Idaho, but
yeah, I agree. We need to look into who owns this building.
Mhm.
Also, as we get into more of this, you'll hear some other things that are kind of interesting as we go on. So they started explaining a little bit more of some other stuff. Well, I don't know which apartment was absolutely his. All I know is this is his building. I don't know which one of these was Ethan's, and it doesn't look like. It looks like a lot of them, unless these are just people that are at work, a lot of them seem empty. It looks like kind of abandoned. You know what I mean? There's only a few vehicles here.
It looks like the kind of shady place where there's shady act. Like if I see a building like that in my hometown, it's low budget.
It looks like what I would call a
prostitution.
Bingo. It looks like a hooker hotel is what it looks like. Yes.
You know what else that was weird is I live in a small town, okay? A very small area, right? Dago, I live in Hartville, Uniontown.
Yeah.
I would not say across from the dentist office. We have more than one dentist, even in our place. And this is a college town.
Right. This is the only sit-up that we found. There's a dentist office right across the street from this. It's the only one we found that was directly across the street, like Pete said.
But what I'm saying is, why would Pete say it's across from the dentist office?
Probably because that's the only landmark he could remember.
But I'm sure there were more than one dentist in the area.
It's a small town. I only have one out here where I live at.
that's a bigger town than where I live.
There's a whole other side. Yeah, there's other landmarks around it, but that's just, he was maybe just pointing out the landmark that's right directly across the street from it.
Okay. That's
all I can figure. Bethany could have used that, Dennis. Yeah, right. Hey, Astastic, good to see you. I can look for the address, Smiling. All right, here we go.
He's definitely the most mature.
There's so much redacting in this. It's crazy.
And I got a problem with that too, saying that he's the most mature.
Wasn't he framed as the most immature?
Out of the three, he's saying he's the most mature out of the three of them, of him and his siblings.
Well,
geez, I was under the impression that he was a goofy guy that hit on people's moms.
Well, that makes me wonder about how the other two are then.
And on top of that, he literally flunked out of being able to live in the frat.
Well, I mean, if you're more mature than everybody in the frat, I could see how that might happen.
That could be exactly what it is right there.
And why did he make that such a big deal? Why did he have to add that into that? What did that have to do with anything? Oh,
it
by
was
the
based
way,
on the it was based on the questionnaire that he was reading. It had something to do with the questions on the questionnaire, Terry. That's why he was related to
but
it.
I mean, Pete said it back to Lake. Lake never even brought it up.
I know it's not. There's a questionnaire that they're looking at as well, and he's pointing out certain questions, and he's like, "So for that one, or for this or that," and
Okay.
that's why.
Okay.
If the address is 114 Steiner for those that wanted the address. Thanks, Eddie. On we go.
Okay. You don't know of Ethan getting in any trouble, being arrested, having court involvement, anything like that. From what I understand, because that was one of the first things I asked, is how many times has law enforcement been called to that residence? It sounds like you got called there a few times for parties.
The residence they were killed at?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's been law enforcement called there a couple times, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone generally runs out the back and scatters.
Or just stays in the house, yeah.
I joke about this, but it's true. When I was in college, I paid my rent by having keggers.
Yeah, that's what one of the guys told me about that.
And I mean, so I get it. I truly do. Yeah. That's why I said.
There's another one that I caught on Lana's last night. She did say, when he said, "Yeah, I was told about that by one of the guys." So one of the guys would have been one of the PD.
14,000 people. What's called this?
Do you know? He was called.
Say that again.
She said that would have been one of that would have been told to him by one of the police department. One of the police guys.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's what she said. I'm just going by what.
I mean,
that's got off
more than likely, yeah, but I don't know for sure.
Why are they telling these kids all this stuff?
To get them to talk, I believe, or to make it look good. They give them the answers to the questions, all of them. It's ridiculous. So.
The only thing I care about is finding the person that's responsible for this.
Right.
We all had youthful indiscretions, right?
Yeah.
Describes Ethan's personality, bubbly, which made people love him, love being around him, pardon me. Very personable.
Yeah.
Okay. How was he in the frat? Because I know there can be some.
Yeah, no, he was not allowed to live in the house because of his grades. Okay. Back-to-back semesters, he had GPA below 2.75, which we consider that deficient. So he needed to get above a 2.75 to live in the house. the next semester. So that's why he was living way over here in this apartment. And so he was still a member though, like he was still invited to all of our stuff, just couldn't live in the house.
Is that part of the national rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's adjusted by our house bylaws too.
Okay. What position do you hold? Do you hold a position with Fred?
I'm the.
Finally, a good question.
I think he's the treasurer. They redacted, but I think, if I remember, that he was the treasurer.
It sounds like he's the social chairman, the party planner.
It's the first fucking good question I've heard Lake ask.
Yeah. If I remember, I think we looked at this before somewhere, but I thought he was the treasurer. I might be wrong, so don't fully quote that, but just hang on to it because I think that might be what it was.
Earlier in the interview, before when I think you were out, Dago, and you weren't able to pause it, but there was back and forth between Lake and Peter, and Peter says to him, "You're going to get this motherfucker, right?" And they go back and forth, and
yeah,
they're both speaking in single perp language, which
they have been the whole time,
which doesn't really make a lot of sense, to me.
Absolutely. Carlos is in the house with my favorite guilter. Carlos, Miss Kim's husband. Wonderful to have you listening to us, sir. Appreciate you. The only guilter I've ever seen in my life that has, I don't even like to call him a guilter. Common sensor is what I should say. He uses common sense through the whole thing. Anyway, glad you're here with us, my friend. But yeah, like that, like I told you guys, the interaction between the two of them is like they're out having beers together. It's ridiculous. It's nothing in relation to like a police officer interviewing somebody from for person murder. You know what I mean? It's so strange to me. I don't know if he's trying to build rapport, but if he's doing it, it's so strange. That's all I can say.
Well, didn't we think that we say that this was not this? We at first thought it was the second interview, but it really turned out not to be.
This is the secondary one, and then he refers back to the first one with Leslie Lehman. I still think there's another one in here, and there may be a Fed one.
Well,
I don't know.
There has to be because Lake says that no, that wasn't me that called you.
And it was Leslie Lehman. He made a mistake. You'll hear it down here a little bit further where he corrects it. We caught it towards the end. He was talking about Leslie because he says it was a gal, not a guy.
Okay.
So, on we go.
Okay. Did Ethan hold any positions? No. GPA, pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. But he was pretty well liked by all the brothers?
Yeah.
Brothers?
Everyone loved him. Obviously, there was a couple people that looked at him like he was lazy because his grades weren't the greatest, but that was very few.
Okay.
So there's a few. See, that's the first time that's ever been stated too. Is there was a few of the fraternity brothers that looked at him like he was lazy because of his grades, but that was just a few. Well, that's never been stated by anybody. I mean, they all told us that Ethan was kind of a slacker. All due respect to it, but that he failed out, got bad grades for 2 semesters that we know of. That he was always partying or playing video games or laying around or stuff like that. He wasn't really going to classes. So that's the first time anybody's ever been brought to the table was maybe thinking he was lazy out of his own fraternity brothers too, which is a little interesting. I'll say that, but
it doesn't seem like a harsh punishment to me. Instead of living in cramped quarters with a bunch of other dudes in a party house,
right?
You share a room with your girlfriend in an off-campus sorority house.
And you can still go to all the functions. You know what I mean?
If I was Ethan, I wouldn't be all that panicked about my situation.
Right. Exactly. The thing is I would have imagined
the whole works,
Yeah, and they get into money here, and he actually literally says at one point, which I'd like to know how he thinks Pete knows everybody's financials, but he seems to know pretty much And he says, yeah, Ethan's good. He does good. He's fine. Xana's good. She's fine financially. How do you know that? I mean,
But here's a question that I meant to bring up yesterday. Didn't Loach get mad at David?
we don't know. That's the thing, is that that's been talked about, but we don't have anything to verify
Right. Isn't
anything.
that
David Loach's interview is a federal interview, from my understanding, which we'll probably never get. So
but we had heard that
Tuesday, yeah.
that David was supposed to tutor Ethan, and
Yeah.
that's how Ethan met Xana, is she started tutoring him.
If I remember correctly, yes. That was way early on.
Yeah.
For sure. Welcome, Sweet Pea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Always.
Hi, how are you guys?
Yeah, this one's a lot more revealing than any of the other ones, any of the Sigma Chi ones or anything. And it's like I said before, in my opinion, the Sigma Chi interviews they are absolutely scripted. They all sat down before they did the interviews together and said, okay, we're going to talk about this, this, and this, but not that and that. Don't ever mention this. Don't ever mention that. Keep it down to an even keel. Don't put out too much info. Stuff like that is exactly what I feel like happened with those.
Well, didn't they have a meeting with their attorney like the day after?
I have no idea.
Yeah, there was an attorney that came and did a meeting with the Sigma Chi house.
When did that happen, and where did you get that from? Because I never heard that.
God, that was in the beginning too, but I mean, I'd have to go way back. I mean, I don't know. I just had watched this from day one, and I remember that they had an attorney that came in.
I've been here too. I don't remember. I mean, unless it's something I missed, which is very possible, because that's why I was asking you where you got it at. Because I'd like to find that if that's true. I've gotten some things confused too, so I don't know.
Well, things have changed so much. It's pretty much, things are ever evolving. So that could have been true then, but now it's not. Who knows?
Yeah, that's another problem. Big time. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Mama's boy is right. Is they had frat brothers interviewing, they were involved in the interviews with each other. It's ridiculous. Like they were all telling each other what to do and not to do and not to say. And he's separate, I think. And there's a little bit more info that's being put out, but there's still a bit of like I said, the thing that bothers me the most is how much it seems like Pete is fishing on this. It's very strange. So, thank you, JJPP, again. Appreciate you. And thank you, Smiling Sleuth. Appreciate that as well. Yeah, that's what I remember hearing, was that the entire base of Sigma Chi had lawyers and attorneys. Now, maybe that's what you're meaning, Terry, is that they had one attorney for the whole, like a fraternity attorney that came in and spoke to them all. That could have probably been what it was. But I heard it was before they did the interviews.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like right after. I mean, boom. This is basically shut up. Don't say a word.
That's how I took it as too. So, moving forward.
Do you know of any beefs within the fraternity? And not just within the house itself, maybe with other
fraternities.
Yeah.
No, there was always people that me and Ethan would talk shit about just because they're obviously odd or weird or annoying, or the typical college humor type of thing, making fun of people behind their back. Me and Ethan kind of did that a little bit to like a couple people. No, he didn't really have any beef. No beef. He never started any of that.
Can you tell about some people you guys thought were odd? Maybe that were kind of within the circles.
Yeah. The names. He doesn't think we're weird because he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you think I'm weird or something?" He's like, "No, man."
So whoever this is I believe Caleb J something. We need to figure out who that is, who he's talking about. His name's Caleb J. That is somebody that he claims that him and Ethan did not like. that they kind of made fun of, talked about behind his back, so on and so forth. Thought he was weird and strange. So I'm curious to find out who that is. But that's who he talks about him again towards the end too. Caleb J. And the Joe Lake forgets to redact it, and he says his name. That's how we got it at the end. I could hear Pete start to say it in the last name, but he actually says it at the end. So
It's spelled with a C. It starts with a C. Yeah. I don't think at all he has anything to do with it, but since you asked,
yeah. Anyone else?
We just didn't like him because he's.
What's the spelling of his last?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure I have it on the list.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's what came to mind when I was talking about that.
Okay. Anyone else just kind of like a creeper, lurking around here or there? Or I know fraternities, I know how it works and everything else. I wasn't part of one in school. I was working my ass off and going to school and everything else.
Paying your way through it, huh?
I was. Didn't take any loans. I was pretty proud of that. But a lot of my buddies were. Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of interesting because, it's a tight circle, but yet there's always this kind of loner or two that are just
odd.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone like that?
Awkward. Not really. That guy's a little awkward, but that's all I can really think of.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily awkward. He's just
there you go.
A douche.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask the rest of you guys, are you guys familiar with the term creeper as like a common term? Because for me, I'm familiar with the term creep, like somebody's a creep, that guy's a creep, but somebody's a creeper.
Oh, weirdo.
I don't think I'd ever heard it until WSU Kim said it.
Yeah, creeper is like, someone that's lurking, kind of, the person that he is a creep. He's a creep, but not in the sense of like a creep being like hitting on girls all the time and doing that kind of stuff, or that it's more like being an outcast, weird type, I guess.
Basically, what they have tried to classify Brian as being.
Basically, pretty much.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that Joe Lake was using the same language as as WSU.
What the kids use, Jesse. It's what the kids use.
I see.
Yeah,
that's how I know it from my kids talking about it in the past. Yeah.
That explains a lot because
wait till your kids get older, you'll get all the terms. Don't worry.
Well, my kids are in a different country. It's a different setup over here.
I was going to say that, all over, the world, and each town, each state, there's going to be different definitions of, so maybe that's what they use, creeper.
And he just called him just now, right when I paused it, he had just called him a douchebag too. So.
Now, douchebag, I've heard of.
That's another term adding to the creeper type term. So, yeah.
But so he is a creep, and when you call somebody a douchebag, it's essentially they're, annoying or whatever.
They're doing something wrong. Yeah.
Somebody in chat thinks that WSU Kim is like a bot, but I don't know. She has showed her face. We have seen her face.
Yeah, I've seen her face, her real face, and I've talked to her in person many, many times.
I don't think there's any question that she's a real person.
We've had FaceTime conversations, Zoom conversations, whatever you want to call it. So I know she's real, and I know her real name too. So, yes, that's it. That's
exactly
it. Right
Harry Potter, right there.
Radiohead song, bases.
Yeah,
spells it all out. All right, on we go.
Literally.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, I'm asking, I'm picking your brain for a reason on these things. Anyone else that you can think of? I mean, again, just that kind of person that maybe pervs up on the girls or something, even whether it be a formal or just, you know, a party or anything.
Actually, yeah, I don't think he has anything to do with it, but I have heard in the past he was saying weird shit to the girls, specifically to the girls in that house. What's his freaking name? Give me a second. I'll take a minute to find this. Oh, I got it. Yeah.
So who he's referring to there is Jack Showalter. For anybody that doesn't know that.
Yeah, you know what? He can't really say, and that's third party, so that shouldn't matter. I mean, he's like, oh, but I didn't hear that. It doesn't matter who he heard it from.
Every time Lake
He's
asks him a
saying
question, yeah, it's his opinion. That's what it is. Every time Lake asks him a question, he says, I don't really think they had anything to do with it, but this person. I don't think he really had anything to do with it, but that person. Then why are you saying it?
Right.
So far we got Caleb J and Jack Showalter. Well, we already know the Showalter situation. So, hey, Nellie, good to see you, dear.
It's throwing at the wall and see what sticks.
And that's when you're going to see how he's doing all this. And then you're going to notice the question he asks. It's like he's fishing. I'm swearing to God, you guys. He's trying to get answers out of Lake as well as to what's going on in the investigation, in my opinion.
Oh, I got that vibe too, Dago, by the way.
Well,
And
wouldn't you? I mean, it's like his fourth interview.
This is his second interview. Whether he's doing it because he wants to know truly, or is it because he wants to know how far into the investigation they are and what they actually know, is, that's how you have to kind of decipher it.
So somebody called him and said, "How are you doing?"
Yeah, a couple of the frat brothers and a couple other people called to see how he was doing after the fact.
And Lake said, "No, that wasn't me."
Right. That's how he was explaining. It'll explain itself here in a little bit, Terry. I'll show you. It's hard to explain it. He did 2 interviews. He did one that we know of, this one right here, and then he did the one with Leslie Lehman. There's the first one we listened to. He messed up, but it's a strange thing to say what he says, which made us think at first that there was another interview somewhere in there, and then he corrects it. So then we figured it out. So Eddie said, this is a tell by Detective Lake. The investigation by this date already knows that it's Brian Cover. Yeah, I agree with that.
Hello. He was friends with all of them though, so I don't think he has anything to do with it. But I mean, I've heard of him. I've heard people say that he said some weird stuff to the girls. Weird stuff, as in like sexual shit stuff. I didn't hear that for myself, by the way. I was told that.
That's fair. Anyone else?
A long silence.
No, but I do have another name of people that Ethan and I thought were weird and really, really annoying. One of the guys, his name is
How can you say that Ethan and I thought? I mean, that's just, to me, that Ethan is dead. He can't speak for himself.
He's speaking from before that, in my opinion. And that one I didn't catch. I'm going to try to back it up a quick second.
I'm sorry.
Connor Chestnut, maybe? It sounds like he's...
I think that's what he said, too, yeah.
Connor Chestnut is what I thought was coming out.
Let me play it back one more time.
No, but I do have another name of people that Ethan and I thought were weird and really, really annoying. One of the guys, his name is.
Yeah, it sounds like the start of Connor.
Yeah.
And we all know who Connor is. Connor was on the suspect list as well as Showalter. Interestingly enough.
This guy was not on. Pete was not on the suspect list, correct? Am I correct?
Right. I said Connor and Jack Showalter were on the suspect list. Subject. Persons of interest, I'll say that.
But why wasn't Pete? Okay,
no
he was
idea.
the last one seen. He was one of the last ones seen with the deceased.
I can answer the
Normally,
question quite
they would be
simply. The answer to your question is because there was no real investigation. It wasn't a real investigation.
Right.
As based on all these interviews, like Joe Lake's not really trying to figure out what's going on here. None of Leslie Lehman was not trying to figure out what's going on. All these interviews are just theater.
Bubbly says that it could be Kai Davis too. Sounds like it could be. That's a good call, Bub. Connor or Kai, they both kind of get that same. You know what I mean? I thought I heard like that, but it could be Kai as well. Good call, Bubbly. Thank you for joining us today. It's good to have you here, Bubs. Do you know who Caleb J is, Bubbly? That's a name we're trying to figure out too. Could have been Cole Berenberg too, possibly. Now that I think of it, yeah, it could have been Cole. Another good call. Any one of them three, I'm gonna venture to say, are very possible.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he has it. I don't think any of these people have anything to do with it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, remember I talked about how, okay, there's a room of 100 people and 5 breaks out, and a lot of times,
maybe some of these names could help you too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, we go out there and we triage, we talk to a bunch of people, and then we come back and we talk to them 2-3 more times. And sometimes, same names get mentioned and things of that nature. And it doesn't mean that they're guilty or anything else.
Yeah.
It just means maybe we need to have more of a one-on-one with them and just have a chat.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all. And it helps us out. I mean, because even though he or any of these may have nothing to do with it, maybe they recognize something that you haven't, right? They recognize that loner that is always lurking beyond where you're looking. Right. Because they themselves, you think about multiple circles, right? And here's your purview of what's going on. And because they aren't necessarily in that inner circle, they're out here. They not only, you see part of that circle, but you never see this outlying circle, right? And maybe they are.
So they seem to have their blinders on when they keep on discussing this.
Yes.
We're looking for a loner, a creeper, somebody who's outside the social structure. Like why the fuck do you think it's a loner?
Because they already had Brian in mind.
No, I get that. I guess that's the point. But yeah, but it's not very sound investigative tactics to have that sort of, this is who we're looking for. We're looking for a loner. Yeah. I mean,
especially considering they don't have the motive. There's no motive. We don't know what the motive is. So how can you say that it's a creeper or something like?
Well, and you've got a dozen kids at noon standing there calling 911 with a bullshit story about a friend that passed out. And now you're looking for a loner. I mean, I think the first, if you're doing an honest investigation, the first thing you're going to look at is why did this call come in for an unresponsive person at noon the following day? And what do these kids know? Because if it's a single perp and a fucking, loner, weirdo, Ted Bundy wannabe guy, that doesn't jive with the dozen kids in the driveway calling 911 with a bullshit story. That's clearly a bullshit story.
I agree. I do agree for sure. For sure. Absolutely good. Conrad Harrison. That's another one, Dave. Thank you. But he does say at the end, Caleb J. So I'm thinking that Nellie might be onto something with this Caleb Jordan. I'll have to look into him. Thank you, Nellie.
And even all the families in the early interviews said that they thought that this crime was committed by somebody that was close to them, somebody who had knowledge of the house, somebody who'd been there before. They didn't believe it was a creeper or a lone weirdo. They felt that it was a crime committed by somebody who was close to them. And
yeah.
And there's really no justification for law enforcement deviating from that. That shows sort of a corrupt investigation. I mean,
yeah, fully. Absolutely and totally. I agree with that. Very much so.
Totally corrupt.
Yeah, well, which we all know. Yeah, because Xana's Kara said it. It's even in a report she put out. Christy said it in the beginning as well, and I believe there was other people that made mention of it within the families as well, that they thought it was possible that it was people that were close to them or that knew the house.
Well,
Even
even
Hunter.
when they're interviewing the people, the friends are asking them, well, who do you think could do this? Well, probably somebody that they know.
Yeah,
And you're
right.
like, okay, wow.
And then he
Okay.
even asked Pete, like, how many people had the
20, the door code.
20 or 30 people, yeah, the door code. So
which is the exact opposite of what Jack DeCour said.
Right.
He said not a lot of people had it.
Not a whole lot of people had it. So these things is what makes us ask our questions. You know what I mean? When you can't
Although
stay
I
on the
feel like
same
Jack
page.
was Jack was kind of, though, I'm sure Kaylee wasn't telling him much. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a good point. That is a good point. Yes. That's a good point too, Liv says. Statistically speaking, it's 100% times more likely to be somebody who knows them. And that's a fact. You can look it up right now and it gives you the same statistic. So
Especially with a knife.
oh yeah, personal, and it's even Pete even points that out. He points out things that only typically law enforcement talk about it, which is very interesting to me. It's very personal, so yeah, we know, bud, we know. I mean, it could be Nelly. There could have been some racist statements made. I don't know how. This is a very racist town. Okay, now I know not everybody's from this town. This guy's from Cali. Ethan's from another part of Idaho, so on and so forth. I mean, or Washington, but there's a lot of still active racism up in those areas. So, just saying, it could very well be, Nelly. It's a good point to point out.
Statistically speaking, crimes like this are very, very, very rarely interracial, unless they're like sexual in nature, where it's
right.
But as far as just murder like this, very rare that it would be interracial.
Good point. Good point.
Like I said, it could help out.
For this one, I remember that Ethan's the one that told me what he was saying, some of this shit stuff.
Okay.
Ethan had told me that the next day.
Okay. Who, from what, talking with
yeah, I remember that, Dave.
Admits that Ethan shared a lot with him. They had done, but he said if there was anything that was dark, he would share it with people.
Oh yeah.
So, is there anything like that? Any person out there that Ethan's just mentioned before? He's like, I don't like that guy, or man, that guy creeps me out, or anything of that nature.
We both didn't like. Not because he's done anything bad to us or any of that. Just because he's really, really awkward.
What does he look like?
Curly hair, chubby-ish, kind of slender, chubby kind of build. Acne.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably not real popular with ladies.
No, definitely not.
Slender but chubby.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Barachoa?
But I also wrote in here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They're talking about Barachoa.
It reminds me of David Barachoa. Yeah.
How can you be
The way he
fat and
described
slender at
him.
the same time?
That was my question, but hey.
You can have a slender body with
Chubby
a fat
face.
fat
Yeah.
face.
Yep. 100%. And that even the acne part. If I remember some photographs I saw with the kinky curly hair, a little bit of acne going on. He was slightly kind of had the chubby face, but more of a skinny body. So that sounded to me like David Barachoa last night when I heard it. And I said, "Shit, okay,
No,
very
you did
likely
call
could
that.
be."
Yeah, Barry.
Dago, you called that. I mean, I do agree with you.
I mean, it only makes sense to me from everybody we've seen. It's the only one that does make sense. So, and he was out driving around as a sobro that night, according to what he said from his own interview. So, interestingly enough, makes me wonder. Neither one of them liked him, and he was in the very beginning named as somebody Ethan was not fond of, and that there was some interaction there. Also, that he was jealous of Ethan, from my understanding as well, because of Xana. And he's going to get into that whole talk about him, where he said that Ethan tells him it's hard to date Xana because she's got a bubbly, personality, which is good, but that a bunch of other guys like her, so it causes jealousy issues. Well,
I thought it
makes
was
you wonder.
Loach that was mad at
It was
David.
both of
because he's
them.
Yeah, you were supposed to, and now, I think Loach had something on for Xana.
It very likely could have.
And that's weird.
possible.
Nobody brings up Loach.
We can't get any verification on any documents about David Loach. That's the biggest problem. That's why. Unfortunately. So, on we go.
The gal wrote in here, you were saying if he had any, like, I don't know the way to put it, but he was telling me that it was really hard to date Xana, which that might be irrelevant right now. But the reason he said was because she was really also had a super bubbly personality, which was really attractive, and guys flocked to her even though she had a boyfriend. And being Xana, she wouldn't entertain it, but just the attention she got from it would get Ethan jealous.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
No, that's important. All have a great relationship.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Terry?
Pete and Xana dated, right?
Yes, beforehand, way before.
Right. So now he's best friends with the guy now that's dating the girl that he is talking very well about.
I
don't know. Kind of weird.
And
it can be seen that way.
And I do want to add that you also have to remember that text from Erica earlier that day. So if they're at the
two
farm,
of them.
Well, I don't think the second one would have come through by the time they were in the formal.
Oh, right.
But the first one did. And I can only imagine that Ethan, he would already be stewing about that. And by the way that at least Pistol Pete's making it sound, he's just going to swallow it. However, at a formal, you're all dressed up. Xana's looking pretty. Xana's being Xana.
Well, she wasn't at the formal. Remember that, though. They were there with.
She wasn't there.
Yeah, she wasn't there at that time. But here's the thing we got to remember with the whole him and Xana thing is he had a girlfriend, too, at that time. So we don't know how that was. We don't know if he was the guy that could have a girlfriend and still try to hit on an ex-girlfriend at the same time, or if he was all about his girlfriend at that time. So we don't know that.
That's up to you guys. You guys are the guys. Is that possible? I mean,
of course it's possible. I know people that were like that. I was way back in the day dating a couple people at the same time, way back in the day. But you can be that way. He's a college kid. Some guys can't seem to keep it in their pants no matter what they do. Whether
if you're a professional athlete, you can literally have a party and your wife will be in one room and you'll be in another. And
yes,
you can get caught. And if you have a certain status about you, you're almost untouchable. And in a college setting, if you're a star quarterback or somebody like if you have that kind of status in a college setting, your girlfriend could be watching you.
You can get away with whatever you want. Yes.
You're untouchable. You're a god.
It happens. And if he's a popular guy, okay, which he seems to be, him and Hunter Johnson and all them, they kind of seem like they ran the party side to this town. And I'm just saying, yeah, we don't know the specifics. I'd like to think that, everybody is honorable, but then again, we know that they're not. So, and the way he talks about Kaylee is kind of unnerving to me because he kind of almost like distances her from him, and he says that he didn't think she was that attractive, and I'm like, wait, what? I don't believe that, because she was very attractive, and it's almost like he's saying that so that he can distance himself from her. It's weird.
Pretty common thing. They don't know Kaylee.
What'd you say, Jess?
Pretty common thing that people don't know Kaylee. What's his name? Hoodie guy, Showalter.
Showalter, yeah.
Yeah, he claimed he had no idea who they were. He was following them home, but had no idea who they were.
Right. And it's just the way that he says it. He was at that house partying a lot, so on and so forth. You have to know who she is. And
he was there on Friday, but he doesn't know who she is.
That's what I mean. And for you to say, I don't think she was attractive. He thought Maddie was, but not her. And I'm like, wait a minute, Bo. Come on now. That you didn't sell me on that. So I don't know how you sold him. Just saying. It was like he was disgusted with her or something, the way he said it. Like Rox just said. It's a good way to put it. And I'm like, no, come on. Mm-mm.
Oh, he didn't just say, I don't think she's attractive. He like...
The tone of it made it sound like he thought she was like completely the opposite of that.
Then,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he goes on to the...
What are you saying? You cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear me? I guess not. Okay.
But yeah, to kind of finish my thought.
I can. No.
To finish my thought.
Go ahead, Dylan.
You have to think, if Ethan's not one for confrontation, he gets that text, and at first he's gonna be sitting there thinking, like, "Oh, this isn't a thing." Well, then they go to the Sigma Chi party, and of course, everybody flocks to Xana, and he's beginning to stew even faster and faster, and then you have another text come in, which was what was it, like one something?
Like at 12. I think it was like 12 something.
Yeah, so they're at the party. He gets another text while he's watching Xana. While he's watching Xana dance with a bunch of different guys. Eventually, it's going to blow. The gentle giant's not going to be gentle much longer. So, in the way that Pete's making it sound, is Xana and Ethan did an Irish goodbye. So, were they fighting, or did Ethan just leave?
Or did Ethan just get really wasted?
I don't know. He says here again that he leaves them about 1:20, 1:25. He goes next to the next door to the aggro frat, and they go home. So that's the last person to see them, if you go based on everything we have, was at 1:20, 1:25. Where did they go? Did they go straight home? Did they go stop off somewhere else? What did they do? That's the question there.
Well, one thing we know they didn't go, apparently, is they didn't go to Ethan's apartment.
Well, no, obviously. I mean, unless they did for a while, we don't know. I mean, that's true. Actually, we don't know. Did they go there or did they not go there? And then go back to the 1122 house.
The fact that nobody wants to talk about Ethan's apartment suggests that we should probably focus on Ethan's apartment. The fact that the Chapin family said 2 a.m. or whatever they said was a dark hour suggests that we should probably focus on that hour. The fact that they said this isn't a love triangle probably suggests that it had something to do with the love triangle
and the drug
The fact
thing
they
too.
said it wasn't drugs. They said
yeah,
it
and the
wasn't
drugs.
drugs.
I do struggle to think that this whole crime, I mean, with Ethan and Xana and jealousy and the David Baracoa and David Loach and just a jealousy thing, that doesn't add up to me as far as the entire community lying about, because it seems to me that the entire community is lying about what happened here. I think they all know. I think this Pete kid knows. I think all the kids that were there, I've said this many times, but for those of you who just arrived, I think all these kids are lying. I think all the kids that were at the 911 call are lying. They're all claiming to not know anything or not be all surprised. At the end of the day, they called 911 8 hours later to a house full of dead bodies and said that our friend passed out. That doesn't add up. That doesn't pass the smell test. They're lying. And I don't see them lying to cover up a jealousy thing, like a fight between, boyfriend and girlfriend. It's got to involve drugs, money.
That's why when Tomboy said, could it mean thank you, Chris, I agree with you on that he gave the exact time, 1:20 or 1:25. To know that, again, you don't know what he was wearing that night, but you know exactly what time he left, and you don't remember if he went with you or not, but you know that you left him at 1:20 or 1:25. That is a big problem.
He was wearing a black coat. He just doesn't know what he was wearing after that.
That's
And and the fact that you would remember the last time you saw your best friend alive.
Well, yeah, at 1:20 or 1:25 is when I saw them, and the first interview, he says, I don't know if they went with us or not, and now he says they didn't. In this one, bro, you're remembering the wrong things, dude. You're messing up, okay? You shouldn't be able to remember the time that you guys last saw each other, but you can't remember if he was wearing a sports shirt or not. You remember the color of his sports coat when he had that on. You remember that, but you don't remember this. That's what I'm saying. This is a lot like the Dylan interview. Different things are being specifically talked about, but not on others. So
This was a December 5th interview, correct?
This one
Am I
I
correct?
think was. Let me check again. December 5th. Yeah.
Okay. Who is the best friend of somebody that doesn't get somewhat caught up in, I don't know, in your throat or something? I mean, just showing emotion. And he's like, oh, yeah, is that the house that they were killed in?
I mean
he
a lot of
never
them
shows
didn't show any
emotion.
emotion. Neither did Hunter, really. He was the other best friend, supposedly. And what I find interesting
Well, I mean, they were.
is we
I
don't.
could
Hold on a minute, Gary. Let me finish my thought real quick. Can you hear me okay, Terry? Or is
Okay,
she on a
sorry.
delay? You're okay. She's on a delay. What I also find interesting within this is you notice one really important thing is that according to Pete, him and Hunter were very close. And according to Pete, him and Ethan were very close. And according to Hunter Johnson, him and Ethan were very close. Do you hear one time in either one of these interviews, do you hear Pete talk about Hunter Johnson ever?
No.
Not one time does he bring up Hunter's name. Something is weird with this, okay? There's no way that these two guys are very close to Ethan and they don't interact with each other. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I just don't. So something is odd with this. The fact that Hunter doesn't get brought up at all is the problem for me. So I just wanted to point that out as well as something I realized last night. We don't hear Hunter Johnson brought into any of this conversation. Even in the redaction side of things, you don't hear any of that either. So I'm just saying, it's something I think you need to think about. Excuse me.
Regarding Hunter Johnson, in normal circumstances, it would be quite rude to speculate about someone's health. But this is a murder investigation. And when you look at Hunter Johnson, it's quite clear that he either has a terminal illness or he's a fucking drug addict. And I think it's the latter. I think Hunter Johnson is a fucking drug addict. You can see how his health has deteriorated to a degree that's
Or
consistent with being a drug addict.
Or
It's
another
guilt.
thing can make you do that is guilt can take you.
That's
But
right.
see,
Yeah.
yeah, I was also told like that SRB saw him more recently in something or somewhere that he didn't look too bad at that point. But I don't know. It could be that it's guilt too. Stress and guilt will do this to you as well. I'm just saying, of guilty knowledge, maybe of things you know that you can't talk about that make you completely lose grip of your own self. Maybe I don't know, but he could be on something. We don't know. We don't know any of that. But these are good assumptions for sure, and definitely very interesting speculation because of what we look at and what we see.
I mean, that one interview with him and Emily.
Yeah, it was bad.
He looked like a junkie. He just looked like a guy that you would pick up right off the street, like a guy that has been on the street for 2 years, lost 20, 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah, he didn't look healthy at all. I agree with that.
Scratching his arms, that's what he looked like. And he didn't look like a guy that would be the coolest dude in college 2 years earlier. Like that, it's unfathomable.
Yeah, agreed. But again, keep in mind what I said, you guys. We don't hear Hunter Johnson brought up in any of this. That's just very strange to me. Because I would have imagined if they're all hanging out doing their thing and they're all just as close as they say they are, where are you at within this interaction here? Nowhere. That's weird to me. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I agree with you, Jesse. There's definitely a difference, a physical difference you can see. So, moving on.
Yeah.
And I can see that. She's kind of fun and gregarious, just like he is.
Yeah.
So it'd be safe to say that Xana had other admirers, but she never allowed those to.
Yeah, exactly.
Any of those jump to the front of the page for you?
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, none. Because people kind of knew, oh, you don't mess with Ethan because he was a huge dude. You don't want to mess with him. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like 6'4". Big old dude.
First time I heard that.
So it'd be safe to say Xana had other admirers, but she belonged with Ethan.
Yeah.
Okay.
She never.
Yeah. Never acted on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of his habits, like Xbox, football, all sports, partying with his friends. Worked a lot with. Sounds like kind of all-American kid these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
You play Xbox?
No. I play a little bit of PlayStation, but it's not even my PlayStation. It's my roommates, and then I play on my but I don't play a whole lot.
Good. Yeah, melt your brain. You need those for being a future titan of business.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he play a lot online, like with other players? From
He played a lot online but with other fraternity members.
Like local?
Yeah. He play Rocket League.
I don't even know what that is.
Huh?
I don't even know what that is.
I've watched people play it before, but I've never played it. It's just like you kick a ball with a car, or you hit a ball with a car trying to make it. It's like soccer with a car or something. Yeah. It seems stupid, but whatever.
Hate that game.
Any recent positive or negative changes? He was always happy.
Yeah, I can't. Nothing. Literally nothing.
Okay. Significant events prior to his death? Have none.
Yeah.
He and Xana still getting along well?
Just what I told you. Yeah. That's it.
Was there any one person more so than another that he would be jealous of?
No.
That maybe was showing, attention towards Xana.
She wouldn't let that happen either. She wouldn't, if somebody was starting to get touchy-feely with her, she would back off, get away from me type of deal. But yeah, no, he never said anything to me about being more uncomfortable with one dude towards her than another guy.
Okay.
And that was the first time that night, the night they got killed. That night was the first time that he had mentioned to me that it was.
So this is kind of important to me. So he tells Pete that night at the formal thing. The first time, these guys are close. They talk about girls all the time, according to Pete. But this is the first time that Ethan brings this up to him and said Xana's hard to date. So Pete says they go outside to have a couple beers, and he said, why? What's going on? Well, she's bubbly. She's got a lot of people that like her. She's hard to date. What does that mean? Does it mean he's struggling with dating her out of jealousy issues? Does it mean that there's other
Yeah.
people? Is he telling Pete this for a reason? Is it directed at Pete? Again, I don't know. Some people say things, kind of backhandedly to get people's attention with it. Or, was Hunter trying to say something to him, or was he? Here's the other side to this too. Is that absolutely what was said? Not Hunter, Pete. I meant is Pete. Is this true, or is Pete embellishing this, or twisting, or turning this? We don't know that. That's the problem. Maybe it was something else that was said to him that night, and he made it sound nice to make it sound good for the camera. You know what I mean?
I think Pete's comment about Ethan's a big old dude, nobody messes with Ethan, that is inconsistent with almost every other interview from his frat brothers, who called him goofy and friendly and sort of a big old dude, sure, but not.
Well,
he didn't carry that respect in the tone that they were using. He was more like a
big teddy bear.
Yeah, not an imposing or intimidating.
No, that's
Not
what
that-
he
not-
even. Yeah, you're absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because he actually contradicts himself, Jesse. Because here in a little bit, he says he didn't like confrontation.
Mhm.
So
But I
being
mean,
the
he
big
clearly
old
said
dude,
nobody's going to mess with Ethan. He's a big old dude. But that seems like that's not true. I mean,
right?
he seems like the perfect kind of guy to mess with if you're, if you're a big old dude that's a little bit soft, is the kind of guy that some people like to
Yes.
mess with.
Yes,
In fact,
exactly. Because again, he doesn't like confrontation. He doesn't get into fights, so on and so forth. So that we know of. Again, everything we're hearing, we can take it as truth if you want, but I would recommend that you kind of hold back a little bit and realize that he could be telling his own truth for a reason that we don't know about. That's all I'm saying.
and recognize when it's inconsistent with what everybody else is saying.
Yes, very good point.
I just want to say real quick that I think it's really significant that that he's saying this. Jealousy is a huge motive, and I'm not saying that obviously Ethan,
Yes,
but you really do have to consider everything. And jealousy is a huge motivation for someone to act unlike themselves.
I
And
agree.
and it's really, I don't know, I was pretty shook by what he says here, that he was so upset that he had to step away from the party where Xana was to go
Yeah.
outside. And basically, I feel like he's actually holding back on what Ethan said. Or what, yeah, I
That's
think,
what I'm saying. I agree with you that there was more to this statement than what Pete's telling us.
yeah, it was obviously a big deal. Not enough. Oh, Xana likes to hang out with other guys. That's not why he walked outside.
No, there's something else to it, and then it takes us back to those two messages you're being cheated
Well,
on.
that's exactly what I mean, on top of that, like Dylan was saying, that was
Yeah.
exactly right. I know you can't see me, but I was shaking my head yes to Dylan because I'm
Right.
like, yeah, it's definitely that way. Definitely
mean-
comes off that way.
Sure does, and it sure could point to that. It's either that or, like I said, he's being completely opposite of the truth for a reason to hide a situation is what I'm saying. Thank you, Enod, very much, and congrats to the new meatballs. We got 5 new memberships dropping. I appreciate you guys again very much appreciated. Enod, God bless. So yeah, it could be. You could take it both ways. I think we need to take it both ways so that we can kind of figure it out down the road. That's important, I think. So
But Ethan was mad, and it's not his character, and there's jealousy, and there's the text, and there's two texts, so we're rubbing it in. He's getting bombarded, so you know what I mean? So it's like, and it's spaced out. Who
Let me
knows?
let me point something else out to you guys real quick now that I'm thinking of this. They were, if we go based on the book, they were at the Hunga Dunga for this thing for Maisie for an hour, not even a full hour. Okay. 1 hour. Then they jump in the vehicle. They drop Maisie off at her sorority house. She's upset and crying for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. And Ethan wants her to hang out. Supposedly, she doesn't want to do it. She goes to bed. He stops for literally 1 minute in front of Sigma Chi. And then on they go to 1122. Drops this vehicle off. We don't know exactly who goes where or what happens, but it makes you wonder, did something else go down that Pete's not talking about? Is that why they left this Hunga Dunga thing maybe so quickly? Is that why Maisie was upset? Did something happen that we don't know about?
Is the Hunga Dunga the ESPN party?
No, the ESPN party was at the Sigma Chi that he went to after the Hunga Dunga. That was that the Hunga Dunga was Maisie's Betty Ball thing that they had.
Okay.
So, but it makes you wonder, why were they? I've always wondered why they were only there for an hour. Okay. I mean, I don't know how long kids go to these things, but I thought
I
it
don't
would be
know.
a
It seems
couple
like they're
hours.
popping in and out. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Right. Just like, hey, we're here, bye. You know what I mean? Or did something happen that night that upset Ethan? Is that what this is? Pete's kind of beating around to this, and then Ethan
Yeah.
was like, fuck this. I'm out of here. Let's go.
And he's mad because he's upset because of Xana. He's upset. That's why he's upset.
It makes you wonder, yeah. And then we got Maisie that's crying, she's upset, so on and so forth. There's a lot of little things here that we need to look at, guys, when we're listening to this. And again, you can't just come out right and trust him, okay? Because we don't know. We don't know what happened. He had to take Ethan outside to have a beer. Well, typically when you do that, I know in my when I've been taken outside or I've taken my friends outside, it's to cool them down.
To
To
calm
calm them
down.
down, get away from a
Absolutely.
situation. Exactly. Let's go have a beer, bro. Come on. Calm
Yeah, we're
down.
gonna
Let's
go
get away
step
from this.
outside. I mean, it's freezing cold outside. So okay, so we're all stepping outside to cool off, right?
That's my point. Thank you. So I just wanted to point this out. They were at this place for an hour, then all of a sudden they got to step outside, and I feel like Pete
Well,
is.
Ethan,
Go ahead. And I feel like Pete might be playing this down somewhat. Mama Bear, good to see
Yeah.
you, dear. 44 months. That's amazing.
Oh my
Ha-
goodness.
Happy Dagoversary, Mama Bear. Thank you for being here and doing what you do, dear. We love you. So, yeah, makes me
So,
wonder that.
well,
This is
That's
could
the other thing. Hold on, real quick, Dylan. I just caught something too. I was going to say and I forgot it, but Bubbly reminded me. That's the other thing, you guys. We have to remember. Xana was not at the Hunga Dunga. That is when her and Ethan were separated. Xana was somewhere else. Whether she was at the Sigma Chi party or what, or at Allie's or whatever, she was somewhere else. Something went down that night, you guys. Something's not right with this, and I think Pete is downplaying something.
Oh yeah, and then didn't Xana text him like, "Is everything okay?" So like, I wonder, did she see him walk off and storm off or something? I forgot about that
I
too.
don't know. She messaged Pete and said, "You good, bro?"
Or yeah, him. Yeah, yeah. Are you good, bro? Like, what's going? And so
And she tried to call Ethan, I think, twice, and he doesn't answer his phone.
yeah, because he's
There's
pissed.
there's something going on with this shit this night, you guys. I'm telling you, all of these little things are coming together. I
But
feel
then
like
he ends
Pete.
up in bed naked, though.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
like I said, I feel like this guy's downplaying something. He's telling a story, but he's leaving some things out of it. I think that's all I'm saying.
so there's a couple problems that we have because we need the point to where they at least make up enough for Ethan to go back to 1122 King Road. And with Xana being as drunk as she was, you're not going to have a meaningful conversation about everything going on. And on top of that, if Ethan's about ready to fly off the handle, well, he's just going to say, "Fuck this, I'm going home." Back to the
Yeah.
apartment.
Yes.
So my question would be, is Pete projecting? everything that Pete is saying that Ethan is experiencing, is it Peter experiencing?
Well, I've talked about that before, guys. Self projection's a real deal with these people. So it very likely could be. Just as much as we thought Dylan was in some aspects. I could absolutely see that. So just keep
For
this stuff
me,
in mind. Sorry, Jess, go ahead.
for me, the major issue though is this is all very sensible and it all sort of fits, but how does it result in Dylan and Bethany, uh, you know, calling 911 at noon the next day and lying through their teeth
Exactly.
and all this sort of staging? If this is a domestic dispute between Ethan and Xana and that's how this starts and that's how this finishes,
Maybe other people were involved in it, Jesse. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe other people got in it.
well, I understand that, but the way I view this, and maybe I'm wrong, but the way I view it is law enforcement's involved. Like, I mean, I think I've heard you say it, Dago, that
It could be, yeah.
that a call went out and somebody from law enforcement went into the house and helped, was in the house at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. That's the kind of thing that I feel happened here. Is I feel that law enforcement was aware of this while it was still dark, in the
I
dark
agree with
hour.
that. I can agree with that.
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And
Yeah.
I just don't see the need for that. If this was like a
There
domestic,
may. Go ahead.
do you know what I'm saying? Domestic
I
dispute.
do. I think there may be other things involved in it.
At universities happen all the time, and I don't see that destroying the town. I don't see that being something that the university needs to cover up. If this was whole thing sparked from a domestic dispute between Ethan and Xana, this isn't going to sink the university, right?
I don't believe that either. What I'm saying is that this may just be a small part of what all went on that night, and little things build up to something bigger in some aspect. Other people got involved.
I agree. So it's something we need to use for a larger clue.
It's a stepping stone, and at the very little, yes.
That was kind of my point.
No, I agree with you fully. And again, at some point, guys, we're eventually going to put some pieces together. I just think this is a small bit of that is a possibility, is all I'm saying. Because I definitely feel like he's downplaying something. Okay, I really do. Just think about what I said about how that whole thing could have went down that night. All the little things we know, they all play back to this guy, Xana and Ethan, and his sister, and we still haven't thrown Hunter Chapin into this, Ethan's other brother. There's another piece to that too that I feel fits somewhere, because at some point in his last interview, this guy said, "Have you talked to the brother and sister?" The brother and sister. I can't wait till Travis gets a hold of that. Not Hunter and Maisie, the brother and sister. That's so unpersonal. Okay. There's a reason for that, and I can't wait till Travis explains that, because I know it's there. So that's something else I'm throwing out there too. But anyway, on we go. You still here, Sweet Pea?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I know you fell out. I just wanted to make sure you were
Yeah,
back.
I was having, if I do that, it's because I'm having sound issues. And so I couldn't hear Dylan talk. So I just went boop, boop.
No problem. No problem, dear. All right. Here we go. Don't be hating. Good to see you. Yes, distancing. There's a lot of that goes on with this. Could Pete be Erica? That's a good question. Is that possible?
Oh man,
absolutely,
that would
it's
be
possible.
insane.
I mean, with everything else we've seen, I'm not doubting anything. Welcome, Panda. Good to see you.
It was hard dating her. So.
When did you mention that?
When we were at the formal. We went to formal for Kappa Alpha Theta that night. He went with his sister, me and Hunter went with another gal.
How did you take his comment towards you? I mean, you know him really well. Kind of how he's projecting that comment. How did you take it?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I grabbed him aside, took him outside, and I was like, "Okay, let's go have a beer."
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, there you go.
Why would you say that right out of the gate?
It's a qualifier.
Yes, it is. Bingo. Again, can't wait till Travis gets a hold of that one. He said it was him and Ethan and his sister and Hunter and another gal. We don't know who that was. And I'm still bothered by the fact that Hunter Chapin, his jacket was balled up underneath the shelf on the TV at the 1122 house. That still bothers me. It's still stuck in my head with all the rest of this. So, yeah, big time qualifier. I'm glad you said that too. I'm not even going to lie to you. Well, nobody thought you were going to. So why are you saying that, bro?
Were you lying before?
Exactly. See, that's a big problem. I don't know if you heard that, Jesse, because you had fallen out the window there. I'm going to play that clip back for you real quick. Listen to this.
I pushed him.
Don't make me ground you, Dylan.
Boys.
We went to formal for Kappa Alpha Theta that night. He went with his sister, me and Hunter went with another gal.
How would you take his comment towards you? I mean, you know him really well. Kind of how he was projecting that comment. How would you take it?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I grabbed him.
I'm not even going to lie to you. Would you say that in a conversation, Jesse, like that? Or would you just answer the damn question?
I would like to think that I'm never going to ever tell anybody. There's a few things that I don't think I want to ever say to anybody. Trust me, believe me. I'm never going to lie to you because
I know I don't say that either.
Those are very dishonest statements.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro. I mean, trust me, bro.
Right.
Put it this way. If you ever hear me say, trust me, bro.
Don't trust me, bro.
Right.
That's the MPD slogan.
Trust me, bro.
Oh yeah, that's what they want us. That's
we got t-shirts in the merch shop that says it too, guys, if you want one.
Oh really? I do. Dang.
Yes. By the way, no, Mountain Man said not to be weird, but he could listen to you talk all day. Sweet pea.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm jealous. I thought he was talking about me.
Oh, that's me, Jesse. I like listening to you talk, so you know. Just one of them things. Now, I like to show compliments when they're put out there because we all deserve
Me too.
that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You are very welcome, and thanks, Mountain Man, for being a good dude.
And nobody still likes me.
So what the hell?
Dylan, I like you. It's okay.
I don't know, Chris. It's hard. We all love. Shut up, Dylan.
I know.
No, and again, you guys, you see how these little things kind of fit together too. Yeah, see, a lot of people like when Eddie talks too. Everybody loves listening to Jesse. People love listening to Sarge. People love listening to Dylan. So everybody gets their point. It makes sense. That is who said it up here? I just saw it. It's vernacular. It's a way of qualifying that he was pretty much irritated with Ethan for whatever he said. That kind of makes me think the same thing. That's why I pointed that out. Okay, so good call, good point. So let him finish what he was saying. I just wanted to point it out real fast that he even said that. Gonna have to trust us. Exactly, Dave.
Took him outside, and I was like, okay, let's go have a beer and talk about it. And we went and talked about it. And he kind of just elaborated on it. Because at first he said, it's hard dating Xana. I was like, what do you mean? And then we kind of went outside and talked about it, and he told me about how, like, she is always, like, surrounded by dudes because of her personality, and I guess he was a jealous individual, which I didn't catch that.
Thank you, Kawanda. Appreciate you. There you go, Dylan. You got your I love Dylan right there. So I took him outside. Let's grab a couple beers so that he can tell me it's hard to date Xana because she's always surrounded by dudes, which does tell me you're jealous. Okay. Now I know girls that I dated a girl a long time ago that almost all of her friends were guys. She didn't have any friends that were girls, which is hard to do. It is very hard to see that because then you're like, okay, when I'm not around, what's going on? It's an automatic thing, especially when you're younger, that pops in your head. So I get that. I see that. But is there more to it than that is what my question was. Because it sounds like, again, Ethan got hot. Okay. He got heated. And Pete also brings up he's a big old dude, which means that there was a looming, maybe a threatening aspect to the situation that he had to take him outside to calm him down. Like I said, maybe he was heated. Let's have a beer. Breathe, bro. Calm down. I know I've done it. I know it's been done to me. That's how that sounds. Not like how he's explaining it. That's how I took it, I should say. So,
which he makes a good point.
Which he always makes good points. That shit Pete is saying is the type of stuff that we should have heard from us. Yeah, thank you. It's interesting that we didn't. Okay,
Ooh,
but
good point.
again, I think they were all told you don't talk about nothing. Would you say there, P?
It's the fraternity way too, to just stay. You have to stay quiet. If they
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you to stay quiet, you're going to stay quiet. So that's
Yes,
it.
I can agree for sure. All right, on we go. Welcome back, Carrie.
Thank
If
you.
you can
I'm
hear me.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Here we go.
But yeah, I was just gonna say I would question on whether Ethan was hot. He could be. I think he's
Internal.
projecting.
Yeah.
I think Pete's projecting.
Ooh, interesting.
I think because like I'm sure Ethan would know about Pete, and Pete's gonna be like, "Yeah, dude, I dated her. I know."
Maybe Pete was pissed about something and he's flip flopped it
Exactly.
around. Yeah, it could be the other
Exactly.
way around too, you guys. That could have been what happened with Ethan. And he took Pete outside, and Pete's just like you said, self projection. Who knows? Like I said, there's many ways you could take this. Thank you, Witchy.
Wouldn't you ask Maisie what happened?
Well, yeah.
Well, they're not telling us nothing.
They're not telling anything about that.
What is their statement? This was 2 a.m. is a dark hour. This was not about drugs or
when he says that he took him out and he cooled him down. Wouldn't you ask Maisie what happened?
How would she know though? He doesn't know, and we don't know that he didn't. That's just not being talked about right now. You know what I mean?
Were Hunter Chapin and Maisie ever interviewed?
We don't have their interviews. We're not going to get those, from my
Yeah,
understanding.
I think that was like either it was either the FBI, I believe, or it was because they're family, and so that would be like a personal deal.
Yep, because
That's
it's personal. It's a joke, but hey,
Which is I mean, it doesn't, as long as it's case related. I mean, why would it? It's just around the relevant times.
I mean, they're technically suspects, really.
I mean, everybody's a suspect. I don't care if it's your brother, your sister, your mama.
I mean, your brother and your sister are more likely suspects than neighbors.
Right,
really.
no kidding.
We can't forget how those two acted the next morning over there with all the rest of those kids either. That's kind of important too. They were both.
See, this is the thing to me, is that everybody that next day, all those people there, in my opinion, I feel very strongly about this. They all fucking know. They all fucking know why it happened, what happened, and it ain't because of a domestic dispute, in my opinion, because I just don't see them all keeping that quiet. Now, that doesn't mean a domestic dispute didn't happen in the midst of all this, but yeah, I feel very strongly that whatever happened here, they all know. All those kids fucking know.
I think many people do. I agree with you.
Maisie, Hunter, and the Chapins absolutely knew what happened before they got back on campus. There is no way on God's green earth you are letting your kids go back to that college unless you know exactly what happened.
I think they knew that night, Dylan. I think they knew that night. That's my opinion. I'm just saying.
I'm saying
Hunter Chapin was probably there.
And it's very possible. It's been talked about many times that he could have been there and scooted on back. I think there was a whole bunch of people that were there, and when everybody said, "Okay, it's time to call the police now," everybody booted. They took off.
And I think at least Stacy and the rest of the family knows exactly what happened before they went back on campus.
I fully believe that too.
There isn't a parent in their right mind that would send their kid right back 2 months later to the same school.
Well, which family was particularly disinterested in the legal aspect of this and the trials and showing up for
Yep, 100%. They didn't want nothing to do with anything until the lawsuit hit. Now they're back in it. So nothing at all. Very
Do
good
they
point.
have like enough pull to orchestrate this type of thing where I'm just curious because if like how much money do they give the university? I mean, or is I
A
mean I
lot,
do
from my understanding. A lot.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if they would have
And
the power to make all this happen, but
I don't think it's them that are orchestrating the whole thing, but I think that
no,
they know.
not the murder, but like the narrative, the narrative.
I think some of it could be that they said, hey, they could have been brought in to help to build it, is what I'm saying, possibly because of how close they got to the investigation at some point with Othram and all that other shit. It makes me just wonder. That's all I'm saying. The fraternity leadership, though, and the fraternity in itself is what I believe could be controlling most of this, as well as Scott Green for sure, and the protection of the university and the town name and all that stuff. And if
Wow.
they're close to those people, which they are, that you got to remember that too. They know these people. They all know each other. Money is money is money, folks. Remember that.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, if their kids were involved in this murder or whatever, how would that reflect on to them personally, is what I was
You know
saying.
what
Like, if the
I
brother was
just
involved.
thought?
Right. I'm sorry, Terry.
What
Can you hear
about
me? You're on a delay again. Can you hear us, Terry? Thank you, Dave. Very much appreciated, brother.
I still think any theory that you got has to come back to Dylan and Bethany.
Yes.
Their reputations are taking a fucking beating, and
There's
And
the
they
if it,
can't
default.
even fight back. I mean, they're not even fighting back. Like, I mean,
Right.
and I don't see them putting themselves in the line of fire over a domestic dispute between Ethan and Xana. I could see the parents have the power to cover it up and all the power in the world, but
and tell them to shut up. Like,
I
I
don't. I
mean,
don't think those parents have enough power to
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
keep
so either.
20 kids quiet that are there that morning. You know
Right.
what I
No,
mean?
I'm not saying that they're doing it,
Not
but
to
no.
that, but yeah,
Right.
It's got to be
Um,
something big. I mean,
it has to.
for 20 kids to be there present to know what's going on, and in my opinion it's very obvious that they all do know what's going on, and they've stayed quiet for 2, 3, 4 years. It's big. I mean, it's a big thing. It's more. It's not a. I'm not to downplay the jealousy aspect between Ethan and Xana, but that's not what this is about, in my opinion. To go and frame some kid from WSU, and in one of the highest profile cases America's ever seen. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that as the motive. It's a domestic dispute.
No, I don't think that's the basis and the motive for it. No, I think it's just a piece of it. A piece
But
of
like,
what happened that night.
A
yeah, like
clue.
Harry Potter said, if I had two brothers and they were fighting with each other, I think that would make me cry and upset a lot. So what if the brothers were fighting?
Well, that's the thing, being triplets. I don't know how many people have twins or triplets, but there's a very tight, strong bond between twins and triplets. So I wondered that, if Hunter and Ethan got into some kind of a spat that night, that would definitely upset Maisie, okay, because she's in the
Yes.
middle of it. Could it be something like that? Sure. I mean, I could see that 100%. I'm just, like I said, with all of this, I don't think any of this is motive. I think these are just pieces and parts of the night that will come together at some point. As we keep putting them together, will point to something and maybe will take us to the actual motive at some point, I hope. That's my hope for it.
And the wildest thing about all of this, a lot of these theories that we've come to today, only explains Ethan and Xana.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee
Well,
and
yeah.
Maddie is a whole nother monster.
Yeah, we're in a different bracket with those two for sure. I agree.
It's a whole separate different crime scene. It's so weird.
It
It's very
seems that
different.
way. It definitely seems that like there's two separate crime scene, two separate times. I agree with that.
Like,
Which is something we've talked about before. Hey,
Well,
no,
whose theory is it that Ethan and Xana were killed first, and then Kaylee and Maddie? I think maybe is it Lana that's really big on this?
I've talked about that too. I've talked about the fact that it's possible that early on I brought that up.
They were presented with the option of either you're gonna participate in the cover up, and then when they protest too much and off with your heads kind of thing.
It could be that, or it could just be they were surprised and attacked at that point, and then they went after the other two, or vice versa. It could go either way. I can see it both ways too. So
I think Xana's sorry, not Xana. Lana has sort of suggested that it could be that Kaylee and Maddie didn't want to play ball, and that's how they met their demise.
And it could be. It could be. We don't know
But
those
it was
things.
so brutal, though. Just for if you're like just to walk. I mean, you could have ended them and just that would have been it.
There was a personal side to it with Kaylee for sure.
Yeah.
And then you have the other injuries that happened after the fact. They're a little strange. I don't know. Go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah. And I was the one that was saying that I just don't see an avenue where Ethan is not the first one dead. It doesn't mean he's the target, but there's no avenue where that I see logically that Ethan isn't at least dead before Xana, if not the first one overall.
Right. No, I understand it.
And if he was, then who made the DoorDash order?
Yeah. And who picked it up and who started plating it to eat it. That's another thing. So again, these are all good questions.
Yeah, the idea that this crime happened while somebody was 5 minutes after somebody picked up a DoorDash order, that doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. Definitely. Oh, there's more interesting things to come with this interview, for sure. The things that he states and the opinions he gives and his theory and all sorts of things. Believe me, there's more to wrap up into this little package we got here. So on we go.
It was just short. We were outside for a short time, and then we went back inside.
I gotta go refill my cup real quick. I'm gonna let this play for a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't say any one person or another. Okay.
No.
Pardon me. Other than that, sounds like things were normal.
Yeah.
Risky behaviors. Drinking that night and had played Xbox too before. What about poly use? And what poly use is like combining, whether it be a prescribed medication with alcohol or maybe an illicit narcotic or something like that with alcohol. Were they into that at all?
No, he took he might have taken an Adderall that night.
Why do you think that?
He said he would take Adderall because he needed energy.
Does he normally take Adderall?
Not every time he drinks, but I mean, it's a good. He takes it a good amount.
He takes them for energy.
Yeah.
Is he prescribed those?
No.
Where's he get them from?
Anyone, people, I don't even know, honestly. People that he texts people, I don't even know.
So even though it's a prescription med, there's kind of this way to get them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but it wasn't.
I'm not even
prescribed
sure
by
who
him.
it was. No, he doesn't have a prescription.
Okay.
I don't even know if he has a prescription for anything, honestly. I don't think he does. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I'm almost positive he doesn't have a prescription for that.
Okay. His daily schedule, he'd get up, breakfast, go to class, do homework, study for quizzes. Usually would come over, just hang out, watch movies, play Xbox nearly every day. That's what I hear is you two are pretty inseparable.
Yeah.
Pretty tight.
Yeah.
When you guys were hanging out, what would you guys talk about?
Anything and everything going on. What the plan was for the rest of the day, what we're gonna do tomorrow. How school's going. Girls, talked about girls a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, just typical boy stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Would you say that the focus was more on what you're going to do tomorrow, what you're doing today, in other words, yet to happen today, or was it what was in the past?
If we ever talked about the past, we'd mainly just be talking about like good memories, like, oh, last weekend was so fun, we should do that again, type of deal. But
okay. So you're more looking forward to future events than dwelling on past events or recapping
100%.
positives. Okay. Let's talk about some of the girls. There's some of Zaina's roommates, very attractive. You ever hook up with any of those girls?
Bullshit.
Ugh. There's no reason for this to be redacted.
You ever try with any of the others?
No, I always thought she was really pretty, but I never like tried anything with her because she had that boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's her boyfriend?
I think his name's Jay, right? Yeah.
Okay. You know him at all?
No, I've never met him.
Okay.
Just seen pictures of him.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he graduated last year, I think. Right? I don't know. Maybe he did.
It's hard for me to add information. Right?
Yeah.
Is this when he's talking about Xana and him hooking up?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Is this when he's talking about Xana and him hooking up?
I think, let me back that up just a tinge, 1 second. All right.
You ever try with any of the others? Okay.
No, I always thought Maddie was really pretty, but I never like tried anything with her because she had that boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's her boyfriend?
I think his name's Jay, right? Yeah.
Okay. You know him at all?
No, I've never met him.
Okay.
Just seen pictures of him.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he graduated last year, I think. Right? I don't know. Maybe he did.
It's hard for me to add information. Right?
Yeah. I was friends with Ethan before.
See, that whole redaction there was really long, and there's something in that that's stupid important to me, in my opinion.
I think that was where he was talking about him previously hooking up with Xana a long time ago.
Right, but he must have said something that they didn't want the world to know, because that was kind of a
Well, I
long
don't think
rant.
they wanted them to know that they were hooking up
It might
or
it
that they
might
hooked
be.
up before. I don't think they, because they're trying to portray this love story.
It could be. It could be. The Carrie B. Kennedy, welcome. Thank you. Um all right, guys. That I thought it was kind of something to point out, that redaction for how long it was. That this entire interview was the longest one that they had. And it there had to be something in there that was important, truly and honestly. So I agree with that. And Sweet Pea could be right. So the back pat, my daughter's in college. She's been through two of them, and they do still care. Yeah, yeah. My kids did too. All right, on we go. Because they're talking again.
He and Xana were started becoming a thing and dating, but I mean, it didn't hurt. That's for sure. Yeah.
Did
having
Ethan know
comment-
that?
Yeah, he knew that.
Yeah, they started to discuss Maddie. This is where it comes out where he was not. He didn't think that Kaylee was attractive, but he thought Maddie was very pretty.
And this was way prior to them dating.
No problem, Eddie. These redactions kill me.
Bring in someone to help her out.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah. Right. Yeah. So, okay.
Hold on.
And she's pretty rough. She at the funeral didn't know.
All right. I didn't want to skip this part either. It's kind of important.
By the way, I mean, is she?
I haven't talked. I'm not super close with Dylan.
Okay.
I saw her at the funeral. I didn't talk at Xana's funeral this last weekend. I didn't really talk to her though. I talked to Beth just a little bit, and she's pretty rough shape.
Yeah, we're gonna bring in someone to help her out.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. You thought Madison's good looking, but you never.
Yeah, I never pursued anything because she had a boyfriend.
And then what about Kaylee?
I didn't think she was attractive, so I never went for her.
Okay, that's fair.
Just not my type.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on social media a lot.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, one of the analysts that's working on my team.
Now, this next part is real interesting. This kind of goes back to some of the stuff we've talked about in the past, Jesse, about social media and things like that. Maybe the spare bedroom, blah, 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 things like that. But I want to point out the way he said that I never thought she was attractive, so I never went for her. What does that even mean? I never went for her.
Yeah, that's just a way of him saying, like, I didn't hit on her.
So does that mean you hit on everybody else because you thought they were attractive? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like an arrogance thing. Like
Yes.
It does.
Entitlement, like an entitlement thing or something.
Like I will have whatever I want.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I would have had it.
Yeah, if I wanted Kaylee, I would have, but I did.
Yeah, bingo. That's kind of how I took it. Good call, Sweet Pea.
I don't know. I kind of took it as I didn't really try. I just didn't find her attractive.
Which blows my. I'm sorry, but they were all very attractive, including Ethan. He was a good-looking dude. All the girls were very pretty, in my opinion. I find it hard to believe anybody didn't think Kaylee was attractive, and I almost wonder if he's doing it as an opposition to the fact that he did think she was. Maybe he did like her. You know what I mean? Sometimes people will throw that out there to avoid making people look at them. Just saying.
Or he has some sort of disdain, like she shut him down, or
Oh, right. Right, which I could see happening.
absolutely.
I could
Or
definitely see that.
I'll take Leah's mantle here and play devil's advocate. Or what if Kaylee acted just like her sister, just like her parents, and it was just kind of a turnoff?
Well, and that again is very possible, okay? Because it was even stated by her own family that she was kind of snobby, okay? So her and Maddie. Take it for how you will, guys. Everybody, I always push you guys to make your own decisions based on your own feelings and what you're hearing. Every one of you, I want you to do that. So, and your own research. So, just keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, everybody has types. That's a very good point. Very good point. Which I don't know. I guess being a guy, it's hard for me to see. Like I can't see. I don't understand Kaylee and Jack Decor together. I just don't. I've never understood that. It's weird to me. It doesn't fit to me. But not everybody is the way you think they are either. That's the other side to it. So I don't know.
Well, by the way that it kind of sounded, it was queen and servant sort of relationship.
It does sound that way, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although I mean, I was always about. I liked pretty girls too when I was younger. I attractive girls or whatever you want to call it. But they could look like a Barbie doll to me, and if they had no brain or they were just ignorant or rude or mean, it was a huge turnoff. So I was never attracted to them. So I could get it. You know what I mean? I could absolutely understand it. You can't have one without the other. You, in my opinion, however you are as a person inside is what makes you who you are on the outside. In my opinion, I've always believed that my whole life. So, just saying. But anyway,
but yeah, and I can kind of understand where Pete's coming from there because when I was in school, there was this girl, super attractive, very good looking, but and I can't even explain why because she wasn't really that much of a snob. She's kind of high maintenance, but I just never found her like attractive like that.
I get it, and I fully get it, Dylan. And Kawandas makes a good point. So, what is Pete's type then? Because he liked Xana and Maddie, and Xana and Maddie look like they're on two different spectrums to me. Xana was kind of the down home, fun loving, hanging with the guys, tomboyish party girl, and Maddie seemed kind of, Barbie doll like and very prissy type. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to tell.
For me, Maddie's the least attractive of the group.
Me too.
She's blonde and petite, but when you get past if you're really into blonde and you're really into petite, but as far as I don't want to speak ill of.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I get it. In my opinion, she's the least attractive.
I think Kaylee's got more attractive features. She's a little heavier, but
that doesn't mean nothing to me either, right? And Xana was natural.
Some guys like that.
Yeah, and Xana had the no makeup natural beauty type thing going for her, in my opinion.
Actually, some of the recent pictures I've seen of Xana is, I've been shocked that maybe she, I always thought she was a girl next door, plain Jane type, but I've seen some recent photos floating around, and it seems like Xana might have been the most attractive of them all.
Yeah, and her personality, I think, is what made her even more attractive to everybody, which is what, if that statement was true, is what Ethan was struggling with, because she was that outgoing, fun-loving, I can have fun with everybody, hanging with guys and girls both type person. So, welcome back, Sweet Pea.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I get it. I fully get it. And I agree with you, too. I've always said that. For some reason, when I look at it, and don't get me wrong, Maddie's beautiful, okay? But out of the whole group of the girls, she just, to me, seemed the least, is all I'm saying. I don't want that to sound bad at all, but that's what I struggle with some of these. And then I think some people have that flakiness, I guess, shallowness, where it's got to be a blonde, perfect-looking girl, or I can't I don't look at her. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that way.
Skinny blonde. Just
yeah, and I
like
think some of
skinny
these young
blonde.
guys did that. Right.
I feel attacked.
Why now?
Skinny hot blonde.
Oh,
I like skinny blonde so much I moved to Thailand.
yeah, right.
Right, exactly.
Yes, the exact opposite.
Hmm.
Didn't Jack have money? I don't believe he did. Lovato.
I mean, he had Steve's
Love
car,
Tahoe.
right?
Sorry. He had to. Yeah, they had to give him a car to drive. I don't think when we looked into Jack Decor, there was no money that was connected to him that we could find.
No, because if
Oh.
there was, then that would make me, somewhat lean more towards him. But there's,
Right.
again, you have to have this grand scheme. There's this bigger thing happening here.
Yeah, Jack was nobody of any importance, really.
Right.
In that aspect. On we go. I'm gonna have to hurry this up because I got to be out of here soon for my doctor's appointment. So let's get this moving. Not to say I can't come back later.
Looks at him, and that's her job as an analyst, is to kind of decipher a bunch of things. And she's like, they were really close to being social media influencers, just because of their following groups and other things of that nature. Their charisma through the lens of a camera, put it that way. Did you recognize that, or did anyone else recognize that? They had that ability.
I just noticed that their Instagram accounts are just typical sorority girl Instagram accounts. They have a bunch of followers and they do up their photos to make them look really good and post them, and they're all about the likes and comments and all that stuff, but I didn't really think anything past that.
Modern. I mean, I've got a daughter in the same age group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. Okay. Who was Ethan seeing beforehand?
Very good point, which he makes. I think we need to think about a lot of these interviews and the statements and the language that we hear as to the 4chan post. Is a great idea, Witchy. Great idea to go back and go through that. I agree with you. Thank you for that super chat as well. Speaking of it, let me check something real fast, you guys. Like we got 2 out of 2 towards our goal so far. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that again. And moving on. All right. Sorry about that. Are you good? Oh, where'd she go? She fell out again. Probably couldn't hear anything. All right. Bring it back. There she is. Were you having trouble hearing again?
Yep. I don't know. All of a sudden, for some reason, it literally stops.
Eddie has that problem too for some reason. It's weird.
I'm guessing it's because I'm on my phone, maybe. I don't know.
I think that's what it is. Because it doesn't happen to people that seem to be on a PC. So
Okay, I guess I got to get on my computer.
No worries. Okay, on we go.
And Anna got together.
He wasn't in a relationship with anyone prior to my knowledge, but he had hooked up with a couple girls. I don't even know their names though, but I know he had hooked up with a couple of different gals before, but it was way prior.
Erica?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who says gals anyway?
I know, that's like cringe.
I know like Dago's generation would say gals, but
Right. No. Yeah, gal is.
That's just for you there, buddy. He's from California, and I think he's kind of a country boy. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. The way he was raised, who knows? Keep it up, Dylan.
Xana, his girlfriend, for being close.
Yeah.
And then
me and Xana were still really good friends after that all. We just kind of we just kind of got past that whole thing and kind of realized we're not little kids anymore. We don't have to be all awkward around each other. So we just kind of, we're really good friends and we're staying pretty close.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Do you ever go hiking with them or whatever?
No.
Boating or anything of that nature?
No. Because I don't live close. So during the summer when you do all that boating activities and stuff,
Yeah. I was just going over your statement about, what Ethan had to say.
You're good.
I don't think we need to cover that again. That's a really interesting.
Holy shnikes. Frankie dropped, "Hey, Dago, greetings from Ireland. Watch both Pete videos today, other than the lack of emotion for the slaughter of my best friend. I don't see anything else. Also saw Harsh in his side post, cleanup, clears beat." Yeah, I gotcha. Thank you for that, my friend. And you dropped 2 of them. Same thing. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. God bless, bro. I can't. Is that pounds? Is that what that means, Jess?
Euros. That's
Euros. Okay. I'm not real smart with
pounds is like the L looking thing.
I think euros and pounds are similar value. I think it's just a little bit more than $1.
No problem.
So that's probably about $28 or something.
Right. Well, thank you, Frankie. Very much appreciated. Sorry, I'm kind of dumb when it comes to that stuff. My apologies, guys. On we go.
Interesting statement is, describe how Ethan interacts with strangers. Said he didn't know strangers. Everyone was his friend.
Yeah.
Was he doing part-time work or anything like that?
No, not currently. He just worked in the summertime. Saved up for that semester's worth of, or that year's worth of groceries and stuff.
Do you know what kind of business his dad runs?
Yeah.
Conveyor
Thanks,
belt
Dave.
business.
Say that again, bud.
Conveyor belt business.
Yeah. Sounds like it. And then he worked as a waiter too. I think I put that in there somewhere. He worked as a waiter during the summer.
Yep.
I think it's pretty solid of Ethan to work as a waiter when he probably doesn't have to.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know their names, but I saw them around last year a couple of times, and they said that they knew each other from childhood friendships and stuff. But it was mainly hanging out with them because of family friends. I don't know. Ethan was never interested in them, but that's the only thing I can think of for that aspect or that question.
Okay. You ever meet Xana's sister?
Yeah, I'd met her a couple times before.
What'd you think of her?
What does that have to do with anything?
Why are we redacting what he thinks of Xana's sister? Who cares?
No idea. These are so strange.
He should have probably checked Joe Lake right there and said, "Never, fuck you."
Right. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I'm not here to talk about that, Joe.
Yeah, I know Jasmine. What does she have to do with this?
Right.
Weird. Very strange. Welcome back. Gee, I hate to say this, you guys, but I have to cut this off and come back later or tomorrow because I have an appointment at 7 with my doctor, and I have to get there, too. I just realized it's almost 6:30 here at the half hour. So I'd like to come back in here when I get back, if it's not too late, and finish this up and whatever else we have, if anybody's available. And if not, I could do it tomorrow. Either way, I will work something out. So
I'll be here.
All right, Dylan, thank you. Jesse, Sweet Pea, and Terry, thank you guys. We have more to talk about with this, in my opinion, because we have a full breakdown to do after the fact, too. So, Jesse, again, thank you. Sweet Pea, thank you. And Dylan, always appreciated. Thank you,
Thank
Eddie.
you for having me. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Dago.
Oh, yeah,
Always a
of course,
blast.
guys. I love it. I love doing this, so I'm looking forward to finishing it. So, guys, everybody, don't forget to love yourselves, love each other, and don't change a thing. You guys truly are the beautiful people, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye, y'all.
The coffee's cold, the final stain. We